On today's part of my take, our good friend JJ Watt in studio, in our C4 studio in Arizona, Super Bowl day 2. We're going to talk a little more Super Bowl. We're taping this early in the day, so we're also going to talk about LeBron James breaking the record. So congratulations to him. That won't backfire whatsoever. We have Hot Seat, Cool Throne. We have Guys on Chicks Super Bowl Etiquette Edition. Great show coming. I actually want to say this JJ Watt interview, it feels like the fight, because the first one I thought we did okay, but we probably hyped it too much. I'm ready to hype this one. I thought it was very, very good.
I thought it was good too.
Yes.
We started to say last week, like, you can't tell the story of JJ Watt without part of my take. I actually don't think that you can tell the story part of my take without JJ Watt.
Agreed. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship that has spawned, and Hank still hates him. Today's episode is brought to you by C4 Energy. It is the secret fuel behind this podcast, us getting jacked, us being able to be going all the time. It's a C4 episode takeover. So C4 has sponsored the entire episode. We love C4. C4 Energy has 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 carbs with clinically studied carnosine. I don't know if carnosine, beta-alanine, and 200 milligrams of caffeine for elevated performance. Actually, Hank, can you pass me a C4?
Sure.
I'd like to drink a C4 right now. C4 Energy. Oh, no. Oh, that was good. That's actually great advertising.
Can I have a sip?
Hank, no, you can't have a sip. Give me my C4.
You get one too, Hank.
Hank just fell over.
You can do it. You got it. You got this
C4.
one. Am I fat? Like what?
No, it's not a full couch. It's 2 chairs pushed together.
Okay.
And you might have broken it. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Hank broke it.
Okay, so C4 Energy is sponsoring the entire episode. Get C4 Energy at c4energy.com, Amazon and retailers nationwide like Walmart and 7-Eleven. I'm having a sip of C4 Energy right now. Quick, 1 sip. Everyone knows the rules.
I'm going to show my Super Bowl abs off. Brought to you by C4.
Oh, that is so delicious. So delicious. It keeps this podcast going. Sponsoring the whole show. I'm looking right now in this table, Arctic Snow Cone. I'd like to try that as well. C4 Energy, secret fuel behind this podcast. 200 milligrams of caffeine for elevated performance. C4 Energy, energy you can feel. Go to c4energy.com, and thank you to C4 for sponsoring the entire episode. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take. Today is Wednesday, February 8th. Are you okay, Hank?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. This C4 couch is comfortable as can be.
Yeah, you're really sitting in it well. And congratulations to LeBron James for breaking the all-time scoring record.
Great job, LeBron. I'm happy for you. LeBron, he's had quite a week. He goes from the ups to the downs. He's going to break Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all-time record. Mm-hmm. That's impressive. Great job. Kind of a ball hog, but that's fine. You are a stat compiler. You're the greatest stat compiler of all time. But he would trade it all to be able to go to Starbucks and get his name written on the cup.
Yeah.
And go shop at Target. At first, I was like, man, LeBron, you don't own anything in your house that's purchased at Target. But then I thought more about it, and I was like, I bet he does actually.
Oh, he definitely is by the weird pictures and sayings guy.
Yes. Oh, he's got
Home is where the heart is.
Yeah, home is, or like the wine sayings, like Hakuna Moscato.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a Riesling.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Or it's wine o'clock.
Yeah.
No. And he's probably got like a Scarface poster somewhere. He's got the Kiss. He's got the Pink Floyd album. Mm-hmm. It was just very funny to be like, to see LeBron say, I just wish I could go to Starbucks and get my name written on the cup.
Yeah.
You can go to the drive-thru. They'll write your name on it on the drive-thru, LeBron.
It actually is one of those weird things where LeBron saying that, I understand what he's saying, but it's I think it was maybe Brady a few years ago when he's like, yeah, it's really tough, to be a parent and try to figure out how to raise your kids when they have so much. Fair thing to say. No one wants to hear it.
Yeah.
Fair thing for LeBron to say, because I bet you when you become that insanely famous, there is a part of you that's like, I really wish I could just walk down the street and just be a regular dude.
Yeah.
But again, no one wants to hear it because everyone would trade lives with you.
Well, that's what Michael Jackson did. So Michael Jackson was so famous and so unique looking that he couldn't go anywhere. He actually rented out an entire...
He changed his whole face?
That might have been part of it at first,
Yeah.
and then things got out of hand. But he rented out an entire supermarket and he paid people to be actors to pretend like they were shopping the supermarket, so he could be able to go out and shop for whatever weird stuff that he buys.
He just did a Nathan Fielder show.
Yes, exactly. he did the simulation, or what's it called, the rehearsal?
Yeah, the rehearsal.
He did the rehearsal for himself.
But yeah, LeBron. So we are taping this early, so maybe he didn't break it.
He didn't.
He didn't.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. He's going to do it at home.
They're at home tonight. Next point.
I don't think he's going to break it.
He's going to
tonight.
do it at home.
The only thing you could say is if LeBron is a true historian of the game, he would wait to break it against the Bucks, the only other team that Kareem played for. So Lakers Bucks playing on Thursday night, maybe he does that. Who knows? Either way, if he does break it, I'm not going to be a hater about it. I'm not going to be like it's just an attendance record, because that's what it is. He just played a ton of seasons, didn't go to college, which is not something we should look up to.
3-point line didn't exist for Kareem for like half his career.
Right. And he does have the most points per game, LeBron. So that's, wait, no, he doesn't. No, MJ still has the most points per game. But either way.
Well, if LeBron hadn't played in are we counting playoff games in his all-time points record?
I don't think it does.
It doesn't? Okay,
No.
well then that completely submarines my take on him.
I did do a little research trying to just being ready for this moment, because it is an incredible moment. LeBron is an all-time player. He's very good at basketball. I think we can all agree on that. But I did kind of arm myself with some stats. He's actually he's closer to James Harden than MJ in terms of points per game.
What about his efficiency rate?
I don't know what his PER is.
PER plus is what I go by.
PER plus.
His PER plus stinks.
The craziest thing, I was looking through the points per game. I asked you this trivia question earlier, PFT. Hank, were you in the room? Because I can ask you now.
You didn't ask me a trivia question earlier.
Well, you were standing there when we were talking about it. There's 9 guys right now who are current active players in the top 30 all-time points per game. Kind of tells you what the era we're playing in. And one name is just insane that you would never guess. I think you were there. So it's KD, LeBron, Dame, James Harden, Steph,
Delhi,
AD, Devin Booker, Kyrie, and then one last name. Can anyone guess it?
I can.
Well, you heard it. It's Karl Anthony Towns, which shocked me when I saw that. I was like, huh, he is. He's top 30.
He's turned the corner.
Yeah. He's turned the corner.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is a wild stat, is it not?
It is kind of crazy, though, to think about LeBron, how since 2003, the NBA has been LeBron James. That's such a long time. Like, those are so many different eras that he's overlapped since he got into the league, and the league has just been focused on him that entire time. It's honestly impressive. Some would say it's a little look at me selfish. Not me. Some would also say, like, hey, LeBron, you've definitely been using performance-enhancing drugs. I would not say that about him, but a lot of people have said it. I think that we should hear them out.
Here's something nice I'm going to say about LeBron. I think there has never been a case where he exceeded the hype, because he was expected to be this player coming out of high school, the televised high school games, and he somehow was better than that. Because, there's been many times in sports where you see a player or a prospect, you're like, he's going to be the next guy, and he might even have a good career. Doesn't have a career like LeBron James. It's pretty insane to think about, like, the general media called their shot. Oh, and they were right.
Yeah, we should get credit in the media, because we were so right about LeBron James.
We called it.
Guess what? I'm calling it right now. Wembanyama is going to be great.
Yeah,
he's going to even be better than LeBron at his peaks.
Yes, and actually, when you think about it, LeBron, like, he actually had kind of an average career when you put it into perspective, because we all expected him to be great, and he wasn't. He should have been averaging 50 points. If he averaged 50 points a game, then we could be like, hand up, we were wrong. You were that much better than we expected. We kind of expected this.
I personally expected LeBron to surpass Michael Jordan's championship numbers.
So he didn't
do it. There. Well, he did. He surpassed his finals appearances, right?
Yeah, appearances. So losses
and losses.
Yeah,
he has more. The all-time. Is he the all-time?
Is he 4-6? No. Is he 4-6? No.
Is LeBron James the all-time NBA Finals losses leader?
No, wouldn't that be it would have to be like Wilt
Jerry West, maybe.
Jerry West. Jerry West lost every year.
He lost everything.
Yeah, he lost literally every year.
I want LeBron to stick around and make more finals so he can be the biggest finals loser of all time. Now, tonight of all nights, you should have Skip Bayless.
Be great if he doesn't pass the record.
But
tonight.
I'm letting you guys know right now.
This is what makes part of my take different.
I've turned on Skip Bayless tweet notifications because he's got something loaded. I don't know what his angle is going to be. He's going to pretend to be gracious, and there's going to be something that's like very slightly deprecating in there towards LeBron James. I'm just excited as a student of his game.
He's 3.5 and 6.
This is going to be great because wait, what is he? 3.5 and 6?
3.5 and 6. Yeah.
Well, actually 3 and 6 because Kyrie carried him in 2016.
2.5 and 6.
2.5 and 6. Well, and also he had Bosh and Wade, and it was the baby Thunder.
Stimulus package.
Yeah.
And Tim Duncan was old.
Didn't he get swept once?
He did get swept by the Spurs.
That should count as 2.
Yeah,
Two
that's
losses.
a fact. Yeah, this is the difference between Pardon My Take and every other podcast. I always think, like, I think there probably won't be like a ton of new listeners for JJ Watt because we've had him on before. But for any of the new listeners listening to the start of the show, they're like, "What the fuck are these guys talking about?" LeBron scored 20 points against the Thunder. He's still 16 away. And then the even better part is if he falls short tonight on Tuesday night. We're not even going to mention it on Friday's show, and people will be like, you don't even mention it. We'll be like, go listen to Tuesday's show, bro.
We gave him his flowers.
Yeah, we already did this. You want us to do it again?
We're first.
Come on.
We're first reporting that LeBron James has broken the record. So
please credit
sorry,
Pardon My
you
Take.
have to credit us if he doesn't. Now, if he doesn't do it, wow, what a colossal disappointment that would be to be within striking range at home in front of the home crowd and not breaking that record.
I did. So I bet
it would really put an asterisk on the entire deal.
I bet his over 32.5 points tonight. And I didn't. I just did it. I woke up and I bet it, and then I realized the Bucks angle that I mentioned that he would be playing against the only other team Kareem played for, the guy he's passing. And also, is there like a sadder team that you could break an all-time record against than the Thunder? That's a real tough one.
Probably the Wizards.
Maybe the Kings. Kings are good though.
Kings
like
are good
team.
right now.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty up there.
It's pretty up there.
Really,
to be like,
it really
he did against the Thunder.
It really dulls the significance of the entire operation, I think, to break it against the Thunder. He'll probably do it tonight, and they'll probably stop the game.
Oh, yeah.
And LeBron, do you think he's going to take the mic and thank everybody?
I hope he writes a letter to his younger self.
Yeah.
Those are always fun.
Well, it's really a letter from his younger self to his future self, but he's writing it as his future self.
Yes. Yeah.
This is big LeBron cosplaying as young LeBron, thanking future LeBron.
You mentioned Skip Bayless, and we got to give him a shout out because he did the impossible. He criticized LeBron for not demanding a trade for Kyrie straight up. So that trade was never on the table. So he was like, LeBron's best chance of winning a ring this year would be with Kevin Durant. He should have demanded a trade for Kyrie straight up. That trade never happened or never was even discussed. Not only is that trade not discussed, LeBron can't be traded. And I'm not saying like he can't be traded because he's LeBron. He contractually cannot be traded.
Does he have a no trade clause?
No,
though,
he signed.
That he can waive?
He signed his 2-year extension in August, and you can't trade him for 6 months in the NBA bylaws. So Skip had a whole hypothetical that contractually cannot take place. It's a tough moment for our boy.
But if you're LeBron, you can probably can
just
figure out
skirt
your
those
way.
laws?
Yeah, you can actually do the trade. What would happen
No,
if LeBron? I know he can't be traded. If he just showed up in Brooklyn, put on a Nets uniform and tried to play,
They let him play.
Are they going to stop him? Are they going to stop LeBron James?
I remember it was a big deal because he signed it. It's like a 6-month rule, and he could have signed it earlier in the summer, and he signed it later in the summer, and then it became clear that he couldn't get, like, the trade deadline would pass before he could get traded.
Well, could he trade the future rights to drafting his son?
Yeah, that might be the Thunder. Remember when he was talking about Sam Presti?
Yeah, I would love it if LeBron James' son got into the NBA and just swatted the shit out of his dad.
That would be
That'd
awesome.
be cool.
That would rule. Okay, so what else we got? And that's the leading story. LeBron not passing Kareem's record against the Thunder, even though we started the whole show about it.
There was media night. Media night happened on Monday. Wow, the pageantry, the magic, the entertaining questions. It truly has it all.
Did you hear? So our friend of the program, Dave Damashek, asked a great question to Nick Sirianni. He asked him if the Super Bowl is a must-win.
Yeah.
And I agree. It is a must-win because I was thinking about it. He should have maybe asked, is it a must-win, can't lose? I think it's a must-win.
I disagree.
You think it's can't lose?
Yeah, it's a can't lose.
Okay.
Because if you lose, then what?
Yeah.
But if you win, it's like, okay, it's a must-win. Okay, we just checked off something. Good job.
Okay, you might be right.
Moving on. I think it's a can't lose.
Can't lose.
If you're Nick Sirianni, you lose the Super Bowl, you're going to be known as Super Bowl losing head coach.
Yeah. You can't lose that game.
You cannot lose that game if you're Nick Sirianni.
And if you want to win it, but it's not a must-win.
What happens if you lose a must-win? Then you get another crack at a must-win later.
That's
then
true.
your next Super Bowl becomes a muster win.
But he will get another crack at it.
We think.
You think if they lose the Super Bowl, they fire Nick Sirianni?
No, but
hot seat.
But he lost a must-win. You can't have a coach around that loses must-wins.
Right. Losing a can't lose, though, is pretty bad.
If you lose a can't lose, then he resigns.
Yeah, you have to just fall on the sword.
Literally.
Yes.
Like kill yourself.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Japanese.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have any honor, Nick Sirianni will commit seppuku
Get my
on the
get my
50-yard
sword.
line.
Yeah, they unsheath it.
The Lombardi Trophy. The loser should have to impale themselves with it.
I would see Jason Kelsey would definitely be the sword unsheather.
Yeah.
He would be the designated sword guy.
He seems like Jason Kelsey's an all-time like costume guy. He can wear any costume and it would look incredible. I think if he wore like either the executioner's hood or if he put on like a priest robe and gave him his last rites,
Or
I
like
think that would look awesome.
Big baggy pants.
Yeah, huge baggy pants for
That
some
would look
reason.
cool, yeah.
Giant weird baggy pants.
Yeah. Did you know Jason Kelsey plays the saxophone?
No, I did not know
Yeah.
that.
So I saw a video, got me pumped up. He was like the Philadelphia Orchestra. He was playing the saxophone. They were doing Fly Eagles Fly. And it was just an awesome like Philadelphia moment where all these people at the symphony and they're just singing the song and chanting Eagles.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey might be the most interesting guy in football. You could tell me any fact about him, and I would believe it because he seems like a worldly guy with lots of different pursuits. He also said, I know it was Travis Kelsey, I think. They asked him about the key to preserving his body and to making sure he's always in good football shape. He said naps. He naps like 3 times a day, takes like 30, 45-minute naps. I might have to start dipping my toe into the nap game.
Dude, whenever you read a story about someone who lives forever, who lives to like 115, it's never the dude that's at the gym.
No.
It's like a 5'2" person from Italy who just takes naps, drinks wine, and eats pasta with like fresh olive oil every day.
Yeah, or like a grandmother who's like, well, I've smoked the same brand of cigarettes for 60 years.
It's the no stress people.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with physical fitness. It's all about stress.
Yeah.
If you just have no stress, you'll live forever. And it's always those people. So maybe that is the naps. We could live forever.
I'm going to get into the nap game. I used to call them just blacking out, but I feel like, now that I'm in my late 30s, I'll just call them naps.
Dude,
rebrand.
I am elite at the nap game. I'm like the dad nap is a true thing where if I lay down, like I'll even be like, it'll be the middle of the day and my kids will be playing. If I lay down flat, 10-minute nap, no problem. Instantly. I could have a cup of coffee in my hand, 10-minute nap.
I'm already geared up for the Masters nap this year.
Yeah.
I've got my spot on the couch picked out. No one's touching that thing.
Yep.
Gonna be sick.
I've done some reps. I've been training
you
it.
got to get your reps in beforehand. You don't want to hurt yourself pull muscle napping, which is something that I've actually done. Is injure yourself sleeping. That's when I knew like it's time to hang it up.
You know what?
Just on like any aspirations of being physically fit. You wake up in the morning and you've got a pulled hamstring.
Yeah, I've had the ankle.
Yeah,
where
so
I wake up and I'm like, what did I run in my sleep? A way to take your master's nap to the elite level for everyone out there, crack a window. Get some air, wake up, it's a little cold. It's like maybe 4:30 in the afternoon. It's a little cold. You missed probably, I don't know, 7 holes.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's spring air. Oof.
I'm going on a little vacay after the Super Bowl. I've already planned to shut the fuck up, man. I've planned to abscond from the hotel with one of their robes that I will be wearing for my Masters nap.
Ooh,
I've got it all set up.
nice.
That's how you also take it next. Like getting into full relaxation mode requires a robe.
Yes.
There was another story about the Rocky statue in Philadelphia. This might have been from the same interview with the Kelseys. It turns out that every fan of every team that's put on opposing jerseys on the Rocky statue over the last 5 years, going back to the Super Bowl against the Patriots back in 2017
season
17 and 2018. Every time that's happened, that team has lost.
Ooh.
So if you're a Chiefs fan, don't go to the Rocky statue and get it dressed up because
That sounds like-
Rocco will have his vengeance.
I'm going to need an Eagles fan to please go and put a jersey on that.
Little false flag operation.
Yes, I will pay for someone. I'll pay for the jersey.
Operation Northwoods.
Someone hit me up. I will do that. I did get a little triggered with Super Bowl media night because I saw Matt Nagy getting interviewed. So that triggered me. And someone was asking about Justin Fields. And I was like, watching the video being like, stop talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
He's not yours. You tried to ruin him. Shut the fuck up.
Matt Nagy's next up, man.
Yeah,
He's next up.
It was a very pathetic moment. I was sitting in my car watching this video, being just like, shut the fuck up, dude. He was like, Justin Fields is wired correctly. Like, the guy works so hard. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
And Matt
that is
Nagy,
not your quarterback.
He's definitely going to take credit for like laying the groundwork of Justin Fields.
100%.
Like, when he got to the NFL, his fundamentals were all askew. I had to sit down and work real hard with him. It's good to see that some of the lessons that we went through together are starting to take hold.
Yeah.
And he's ready to now build off of that and take the next step.
It was one of those moments as sports fans where you just have to take a step back and be like, dude, are you really letting this bother you? And the answer is yes. I was bothered that he was talking about the words Justin Fields coming out of his mouth bothered me. And that makes me a very small person. And that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yep.
So as long as you admit your faults, you can just have them.
Yep.
Tiger Woods taught us
But
that.
also, at the same time, if you're Matt Nagy, this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to, like, take credit. That's what we do, actually, all the time.
Yeah, we're taking credit for J.J. Watt's career.
His entire career. We're taking credit for...
Change as a person.
We're taking credit for LeBron James passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because we said in 2003 he was going to be good at basketball.
Right, we all agree.
So, like, I understand what Matt Nagy's doing, but at the same time, when somebody does it in a way that irritates you, you just want to rip the throat.
I just don't want him to talk about him because I also feel the superstitions. Like if he talks about him, it's just the stink is going to be there. I don't want him to talk about him.
His
but
vibe.
Yeah, we had Super Bowl media night. We'll do all of our prop bets on Friday's show. Full preview of it. Let's do Hot Seat Cool Throw. And by the way, this whole show is brought to you by C4. C4 Takeover. Hank, why don't you start with your Hot Seat Cool Throne?
My hot seat is Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Trent Dilfer went somewhere. I don't know what he was on talking. I think it was something to do with the Ravens documentary that came out. But
is that guy? I want to watch that.
Yeah.
Is it out?
It's out.
Oh, hell yes.
Did they get into the Ray Lewis thing?
He was talking about Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. He said, when I talk about great quarterbacks, I think about Joe Montana and Steve Young. Because of the way the game has changed, I don't think Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are impressive.
Mm-hmm. Not that impressive. I love Trent Dilfer because he only exists to be the butt of the joke when somebody's like, well, you don't need a great quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Look at Trent Dilfer.
There was some great, and then obviously like people online were posting old highlights of his where he was just missing wide open receivers. Tom Curran, a Patriots writer, had this stat. From 2001 through 2007, Dilfer had 29 starts, 31 touchdowns, 38 picks. He'd been in the league 7 years when Brady made his first start. Brady had 197 touchdowns and 86 picks in 110 starts over the same span. So that's when Trent Dilfer was playing.
Yeah. There was that stat.
Tom Brady
remember,
was still much more impressive.
We brought it up earlier in the season. I can't remember what team we were talking about, but the Ravens, that Ravens Super Bowl team, I think they had like a 6-week, 7-week stretch where they didn't score an offensive touchdown and they went like 4-2. It was something crazy like that. That's how good their defense was.
But yeah,
and how
Trent
bad
Dilfer
Trent
is
Dilfer
just
was.
an idiot.
Yeah, that's a weird. I don't really understand. I get the Aaron Rodgers part; he's overrated. But like, how could you say those guys are bad quarterbacks?
Yeah, it's impressive.
It is.
Being
I
a quarterback
respect it.
for as long as he has been impressive.
Take I didn't see coming.
So I'm going to do something a little bit out of character for myself, and I'm going to try to wrap full context around what Trent Dilfer said.
Okay.
Because he was talking about quarterbacks of like the 90s, guys like Troy Aikman, Steve Young, to a certain extent Joe Montana, where the pockets and the receivers weren't as quarterback friendly. So like the rules on you know what? I'm done with the context.
Yeah.
Trent Dilfer said that he's better than Tom Brady. Fuck Trent Dilfer. I don't want to get into the context. Now, this is one of those takes that's best absorbed without the true context of it because we all need to be able to get our jokes off about Trent Dilfer.
Yeah. He's the coach at UAB.
Is he?
Yeah. He got hired as the coach at UAB.
That's fun.
And then your cool throne?
My cool throw is mini golf today.
Okay.
Mini golf. Jake's been there since I think 6:30 this morning. That's why he's not here right now. I'm heading here right after this Hot Seat Cool Throne session. If you enjoyed the bowling live stream, this is going to be something similar.
So how are we feeling technology-wise?
I'm going to the rehearsal. We've never done a live stream mini golf.
Are you going to go practice mini golf?
I'm not playing. I'm just helping, make it happen.
That's
but
interesting.
I'm stressed.
It would be a shame.
It would be a shame.
Hank, do you think
It would be a shame.
But I think it's going to be great. I'm excited. I'm excited for the course. I think it's a much better course. I think, obviously,
Hank is so stressed that at 10 o'clock this morning, going down to the car, he was smoking the biggest joint in the world.
Oh, no.
Getting ready.
It would be a shame. And also, if you want to watch it, PFT, myself, Caleb, Jeff D-Lo, that's our foursome, and we will be live from the Pardon My Take Instagram.
We'll be live on the Pardon My Take Instagram. The broadcast will be live on the Barstool Sports YouTube. So if you want to, obviously the YouTube will be bouncing around from all the players. So if you want to watch everyone, watch that. If you want to just watch Big Cat and PFT, go to the Part of My Take Instagram.
I love it.
And let's hope it all works.
Nothing better than
It's going to work. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to tune in.
And it would be a shame if it wasn't that.
PFT is a dark horse. Big Cat, I think, is going to not try, and PFT
Well,
might
I
win.
tried hard in the first one. I finished like third.
PFT finished second.
Okay, but what? I didn't try.
No, I mean, we'll see.
There's a lot of
Okay,
disrespect.
yeah. All right, now you know what? I hope it breaks. I hope the whole thing breaks and it never gets broadcast.
Yeah, that's what you've already
no,
said
I
that.
said no. What did I say? It would be a shame.
You literally said the other day you're going to go to the truck and unplug it when you get there. So yeah,
I might have said that.
Yeah.
I might have said that. Yeah. All right. I might have said that. All right, you're rooting against me. I'm
No,
gonna try.
not.
I don't like
I'm not a
having-
good golfer. I'm gonna try.
I don't like having Hank over my shoulder.
I'm gonna
like,
try.
All right, how about that?
he's
How
up
about
to.
I leave then?
All right. Okay.
I
You
feel like
gotta
I'm
go.
about to be attacked.
Go. Make sure that everything's correct and ready to go,
It was,
so that we don't have a shame.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. Everyone tune in. Jake this morning.
Tune in,
last
hopefully.
night was like, well, the Instagram Live. If things are going south, our Instagram Live will be up, and you'll be having the time of your life.
What if Instagram goes down?
Because I'll be freaking out. Then the whole world's probably going to end at that point, and
right,
praise
okay,
up,
cool.
enjoy, drink some C4.
All right.
Be a real shame if LeBron James didn't get the scoring title before the world ended.
Really would. All right, love you guys.
Okay.
You don't say that. You don't mean that. No, you don't. You don't love anybody.
All right, PFT, your hot seat, cool throne.
My hot seat is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's on the hot seat because Sean Payton did one of his first interviews
Saw this.
while he was getting asked questions about being the Denver Broncos head coach, and they asked about Russell Wilson's personal coaching staff and training team if they're going to be welcome. I think they're called like Team 3.
Okay.
After Russell Wilson's not like
course.
SEAL Team 3 basically.
course.
And Sean Payton was like, I don't know what kind of arrangements we had before that, but around here, that's not going to be the case. We're not going to, I don't participate in any outside coaching.
I like that. I also had an epiphany. The Broncos colors might be the best colors for coach hirings because they all put on that orange tie and it looks cool. Because I was like, wow, Sean Payton looks cool. I'm like, wait, I thought Nathaniel Hackett looked cool too. And so did Vic Fangio. Something about the Broncos, like that orange kind of pops on a tie.
It's a little youthful.
Yeah.
I would say that if the Seahawks hired somebody, they could have a cool look
but you
too.
can't go neon in that.
Vikings, you can go the yellow tie. It looks stately a little bit.
Yeah, the yellow tie. I like the orange tie. So good for you, Broncos.
Orange tie is good. I think that Sean Payton's just telling on himself for not being unlimited. It sounds like he's not buying into the unlimited lifestyle, and I don't know if that you can be a successful head coach if you set limitations on yourself.
There's also a 100% chance that Russell Wilson just still brings his staff like Jameis putting on his uniform when he was suspended at Florida State, being like, "What?
Yeah, no,
I don't understand."
He'll just like have them change their names,
Yeah.
and have them get hired as like janitors around
Yeah,
the building.
be on the practice squad.
Yeah, so Sean Payton he's gonna have his work cut out for him. He's trying to she's all that Russell Wilson, take his glasses off, let his hair down.
This is a good first step, though. I really do mean this. Like, you need Sean Payton, and this is just a reality of how the NFL works, is going to be there longer than Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
He will be the coach because there's no scenario where Russell Wilson outlives Sean Payton in Denver. Because if Russell Wilson's really good, Sean Payton will stay there for a decade plus. If Russell Wilson's really bad, Sean Payton's going to go find the next quarterback.
Yeah.
So he should make the rules, and he should be the guy who's like, this is what's going to happen here because I'm going to be here long past you.
Well, Sean Payton also can lay the gauntlet down right now and then slowly take it away.
Yeah.
As progress.
The ping
is made.
pong table.
But you can't exactly.
Right.
Like Russ, if you win 6 games for us in our first 8, you can bring your astrologist in as a treat, you know? But you can't start out by saying, yeah, he can bring in his whole staff and then ban them because then that becomes an issue.
Yes.
It becomes personal. He's laying down the groundwork a little bit.
It is very funny, too, that Russell Wilson had a whole staff. Like, when we made a big deal about the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, it's like they were already, like, 4 or 5 rings in.
Yeah.
When like, Tom Brady got to have Alex Guerrero in the building.
Yeah, Russell Wilson won 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah, one Super Bowl with his defense.
And so what happened? Who's the worst quarterback in the NFL that has their own guys that they rely on? I could see.
I was going to say Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold just has, like, one of his college buddies run his Instagram.
I was gonna say Kyle Trask, but it's probably just his weed dealer.
Yeah.
And then
Might
his
be
weed
Russ.
dealer's
It might be
coke
Russ right now.
Russ might be
Yeah.
He is probably the worst quarterback that has his team.
Yes.
My cool throne is Greg Olson. So Brady went on He Who Shall Not Be Named show the other day, fake soup guy, and said that he's not going to step into the booth broadcasting until 2024. So that means that Greg Olson has an entire another year at Fox. Now, I do think that there's a good chance that Tom Brady spends the next year just straight up practicing calling games, like playing games, with the sound off and him doing his analysis. In fact, I brought that up to Jake yesterday. I was like, this seems like a good thing for Greg Olsen because if he has another great year, they're going to continue to give them something to think about with the Tom Brady situation. But Jake was saying that he used to like play YouTube games with the mute button on, and he would do play-by-play to nobody, which is perfect.
Of course.
Tom Brady's going to need somebody like that to train with. I would like to offer Jake up. If Tom Brady needs a play-by-play guy to bounce off of, Jake will watch YouTube games. You can pick anything out, like any game over the last 10 years. Jake will do play-by-play. You don't even have to pay him, probably.
Yes.
I'm totally negotiating against
Jake. No,
Jake
you don't have to pay him. I can say right now you don't have to pay him.
You don't have to pay Jake, Tom. You can just get Jake to do play-by-play for you. You can work on your color commentary.
Yes. So this was my hot seat because I actually think it's hot seat the Tom Brady retirement. He's spending an entire year off. He's basically admitting that he's not going to start broadcasting games until 2024. He's not retired.
He's not retired. I can see him being a total psycho about getting ready to do broadcasting.
But he just left an entire year open for him to come back. Like he doesn't have anything holding. If he jumped right into the booth and the Niners get a bunch of injuries and they call him, it's like, well, I'm already in the booth. This feels like he's just leaving the door a little bit open. Also interesting because Fox has the Super Bowl in 2024, so I respect that part of Tom Brady's decision where he's like, I'm not calling a season unless it ends in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they have in 2024.
Yeah, so they have. I don't know what happened with like the scheduling. There was a shakeup. I think it's because they got to get ABC into it. Because it's Joe Buck's calling it in like 2027. There was an article about Joe Buck today that was like. And we love Joe Buck, but it was just Flex City because this article started like Joe Buck watched the NFC Championship game at a bar in Paris. Joe Buck's going to watch the Super Bowl at a party in Cabo. Yeah. It's like, okay, he's living his best life. But yeah, so.
I'm ready to, by the way, flip on Joe Buck again.
Yeah, okay. Everybody, we'll have to have him on to defend himself.
Everybody likes Joe Buck.
Yeah.
I'm ready to say, like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I'm in.
Joe
in
Buck
as well.
Is entitled. He's spoiled.
Yeah.
He's whiny. He hates my team.
Yep,
Joe, I'm sorry. Like, you were cool for a while, but guess what? We're out.
Yeah, but
come back on the show to defend yourself.
So Fox has this year's Super Bowl, and they have it again in 2024.
Okay.
So, and then it resets where it's now a rotation of NBC, CBS, ABC, which would be Joe Buck, and Fox. So, yeah, so it was funny that Tom Brady's like, oh, wait, next year we don't have the Super Bowl? I'll just wait till we have the Super Bowl.
It does sound like Tom Brady is taking a vacation away from work to like be a dad for a year, maybe try to get Giselle back, see how that plays out, not have anything on his schedule, and then returning to work in whatever context that's going to be. I think he's done, but if you think that that's going to stop us from speculating, every time a quarterback gets injured next year, he could be a destination for Tom Brady.
He at least leaves the door open for speculation.
Yes, which
because
I appreciate.
He won't be doing it. Yeah, no, it's thank you from us, Tom.
Yeah,
because we needed that. He also. Did you hear him on Jim Gray's podcast? Which I still don't know. Someone's gonna have to explain Jim Gray to me at some point.
Jim Gray,
why
started a podcast apparently?
Right, but why is it that everyone like? Why did LeBron do the announcement with Jim Gray when he went to Miami? Mm-hmm. That was Jim Gray, was it not?
I think so.
Why is Brady like Jim? Why is Jim Gray Brady's guy? What is Jim?
Jim Gray was a big deal back in the 90s.
I know that, but like, how is he? I want to, maybe we just got to get Jim Gray on the show. Yeah. Just be like, how are you doing this, dude?
So
how are you the Oprah of sports where every like big, only the A plus listers, they're like, need an interview done, Jim Gray.
I feel like Jim Gray knows where the bodies are buried.
It's crazy.
That's why, like, he probably has all the details. It all goes back to being drinking buddies with people. I bet you Jim Gray is drinking buddies with like Bob Kraft, with Brady's agent, and then they go to him because they know he's a trusted guy. And he's not going to speculate about some of the things that have happened in the past. He was a boxing guy for a while, too. I think he almost got beat up in the ring by Don King, maybe by Mike Tyson. I feel like Jim Gray almost got punched in the face by Mike Tyson in the early 90s and almost knocked out. And that kind of proved his mettle where he's like, I'll stare anybody down.
That was also Howard Letterman when I think he had was like, if I were 50 years younger, I'd kick your ass. That was him. That was an all-time moment. Yeah, I'm looking up Jim Gray right now. I'm trying to figure out what exactly Yeah, he's been around forever. He had a big Pete Rose thing. Jim Gray, married, no children. Also says that Jim Gray is a combat veteran, retired special warfare.
Oh my God.
Wait, no, this is a different Jim Gray.
Jim Gray might be.
It is a different Jim Gray.
He's a retired special warfare combat craft.
No, but that can't be
Master
him.
Chief with 22 years experience.
No.
I'm gonna run with this.
No, that's Jim Gray,
I-
computer scientist.
I think it's the same Jim Gray.
Maybe that's everyone's just respecting the troops by asking Jim Gray to do these interviews.
It's like the old rumor that Mr. Rogers, he wore the sweaters all the time because he had all the army tattoos on his arm and he had like 53 confirmed kills as a sniper.
Yeah.
I like that rumor. I'm going to just transfer that to Jim Gray. Jim Gray is a fucking assassin.
Damn, Jim Gray, 3-time Sports Reporter of the Year. What a career. Yeah, so someone figure out, how does Jim Gray just be the guy? So yeah, Belichick and Brady were on the show together, and Brady like almost cried because it is crazy. It was one of those moments where you feel really stupid with how everyone covers sports and like the Brady versus Belichick thing, because they basically both were like, yeah, we love each other. There's no way either of us would have the success without the other. And it was one of those no duh moments. Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's also very funny.
We just got bored and we were like, they've won 6 Super Bowls. How can we split them up?
Yeah, it's funny that he had Brady and Belichick on his podcast at the same time, and we all agreed as a society that it's not that big a deal and let's not talk about it.
Well,
that
because
much.
Jim Gray, that's the
It's
part
Jim
that I
Gray,
don't
yeah.
understand. Jim Gray doesn't move the needle except for the like premier athletes.
Can you imagine if Belichick and Brady went on a premier podcast together, like Call Her Daddy,
Yeah.
and got interviewed at the same time? We'd all be talking about it.
They're like, the secret to our success was we found out day one that we both loved Gluck Gluck 5000, and that's how you build the foundation of a relationship.
Tom had the Cooch Gobbler on lock.
Yeah.
And-
Bill, you like getting sucked off too?
Well, Ernie Adams used to come in the room and peg us as we were doing film study, and that really drove home all the lessons that we need to learn.
All right, my other hot seat was Jay Williams. That dust up with Stephen A was all time.
Yeah.
Like one of those true great moments where it was very personal on air and you could feel the tension. And Stephen A just bodied him because he just he basically called him out because Jay Williams loves to say, I find it interesting.
Yeah.
Which is a very good way, easy way, a cop-out way of not actually saying what you feel. And Stephen A was just like, you keep saying that, just say what you want to say.
I find it interesting that Jay Williams keeps saying, I find it interesting.
Yeah, right.
And that's exactly what he was doing. He was saying, I find it interesting that you have all this animosity towards Kyrie Irving and you don't bring that same energy towards Jeff Bezos, which is a very funny thing to say,
Yes.
like as a sentence. But his implication was that Jeff Bezos, by not taking down the link to the documentary of the anti-Semitic film that Kyrie Irving promoted, was just as culpable as Kyrie was. And it's funny to imagine Jeff Bezos, who I don't even think is a CEO of Amazon anymore, but like sitting down and screening every documentary that he sells on Amazon and giving it a rating and be like, no, you know what? I didn't like what this filmmaker was trying to do, so we're going to take this off the online store.
Now, I'm going to say this just because if I'm wrong and it's just a false statement, then we'll just call it even, me and Jay Williams, for his tweet about Ime Udoka being the first African-American
That wasn't
head
Jay.
coach.
He was hacked.
He was hacked. Either way, I'm going to go for it. I'm pretty sure I have a memory of Jay Williams after the entire documentary thing. He said that he watched it and there were some interesting points in it. I'm pretty sure he said that.
Okay.
Who knows if I'm someone would maybe have to go find that for me. I think he said it was bad. Like he's like, it's a bad documentary, but there were some interesting things that were brought up.
I just felt it was interesting how the trains ran exactly on time.
Yes. So someone find that for me so I can be vindicated, and then I can. Jay Williams and I are no longer even. I still owe him one.
But Stephen A. Smith I think he was the victor in this situation.
I would say
Basically was making Jay Williams very emotional on the air, and Jay didn't really know how to explain his way out of it. And then at the end, Molly, bless her heart, had to step in and go like, okay, fellas, we're all friends and colleagues. And Jay Williams was over there like staring at him, looked like he was going to cry.
And also Stephen A. Smith had an unbelievable line when Jay Williams tried to call him triggered, and Stephen A. Smith said, I'm always triggered.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
He's always triggered. He's always ready to fight.
Yeah, it was great. It was kind of similar to WWE, but it was real.
Yeah, right. No,
It
it
was
was
real.
that one moment where it breaks and you're like, wait, these guys really don't like each other.
When Jay Williams thanked Stephen A. Smith for allowing him to speak for 90 seconds on the show, at that point you knew that there was something personal that Jay was holding back. And Stephen A. Smith he was like, he smelled blood in the water. And
Yeah.
there's no more dangerous Stephen A. Smith than when there's blood in the water.
Yes. And then my cool throne, we talked about it on Monday. Max, you ready? Ready to purchase these tickets? You're going to the Super Bowl.
Said.
And also, we've decided we added Memes is going to go as well. So Memes isn't part of the deal. He's going to sit with them. He's going to get all the content. We're going to have an incredible PMTV out for this. So Max we'll have an entire episode of Max at the Super Bowl. We'll have social clips. So Memes, I'll get reimbursed for the ticket I buy for you. So you don't have to pay me if the Chiefs win. So that one will be separate.
You can pay me if the Chiefs win. I'll accept that.
You're allowed to do that.
You can.
You could also pay me.
No, Max.
Me.
Max, don't step on my toes here. Memes, you are more than welcome to pay me if the Chiefs win.
Okay, this is a big purchase, Max. What are you thinking? I found there's shout out Game Time, by the way. Buying them on Game Time. Use Barstool 100 for $100 off. I think these ones right here, section 417, row 17. Oh, I shouldn't say this out loud. Bleep that. People will just be coming up to you.
Yeah, no, we don't need that. We don't
Shit,
need that.
that
we
was
don't need
stupid.
That. We don't need that.
All right,
I need to, yeah. Yeah, Rona's bailed on us. It's disgusting.
that's
but
fine. Just show me where
He's
you
not
want to
going to the
sit.
game?
Show me where you want to sit.
This couch is an absolute disaster.
Yeah, Hank ruined it. Show me, point to where you want to sit, and then I'll tell you the price. I'm going to scroll real quick. I think it's these ones right here. Those look sick. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Or these, a little more expensive.
Yeah, let's go with a little more expensive.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. 3 seats together. The total price is $18,960.
And you're paying for how much of that?
Whatever, 2/3 of that.
So Max, we had an interview with Max Homey. He's gonna be on the show next week?
Yeah.
So Max was talking to us. It was really interesting about his confidence and how he developed like a sense of real confidence that's not just based on this hard, tough exterior shell of like pretending to be super confident. I couldn't help but think about you and how you've been acting this week towards the Eagles, because you do have this like hard shell of confidence on the outside.
Well, the way he really said it was there was a difference between someone like Billy who has delusional confidence.
I think he said he could be clinically diagnosed as being confident.
Yes. So I like to think that I'm somewhere in the middle of Billy and Max, but probably closer to Billy.
Yeah, I actually think that's fair and that's growth.
Yeah.
You admitting that right now is, you can admit that you're nervous, that you're shaky because this is the biggest game of your life, while also believing that the Eagles are good enough to win the Super Bowl.
No,
you can have both.
It's starting to get to a point where I like the Eagles so much in this game that it's like there's no way. That like there's no way this is going to happen. It makes too much sense that the Eagles are going to win this game. But that's not true. I'm going to be going back and forth all week. It's the only thing that's on my mind. We have like a really busy work week, and then every single thing that I do, it's like I just need to remember that like Sunday I need to be ready to go.
Yeah. Or is this a can't lose or a must win for you?
This is a can't lose.
Yeah. Okay.
This
That's what I thought.
This is a can't lose.
Does it make you nervous that Nick Sirianni said it was a must win?
Everything Nick Sirianni does makes me nervous, but he still wins.
Yeah.
So the answer is yes.
That's actually
that's good.
That's a good way to describe Nick Sirianni. It's like he comes across as the biggest loser in the world, but he's really good.
I don't like anything that comes out of his mouth ever. But
he gets results.
But he's great. He's great.
He gets results.
I look at him as like a Pete Alonso sort of football.
Okay,
like,
it's not baseball season, Max.
yeah, but I'm just thinking.
Half our audience just tuned off.
All right.
JJ time?
Yeah, hold on. I'm purchasing them, so I hope that I can transfer these. I wonder, what if the NFL bans me? I don't think they could do that. Okay, now I have to do. All right, then we'll do this after.
Yeah,
this
but we
now,
got the tickets are. You don't need to know where
it's gonna
they
be
are.
$19,000.
Yeah.
It's gonna be $19,000.
Okay, so that's okay. That's
That's fine.
That's in my budget.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, wait, we have breaking news.
Yeah.
Max, breaking moves?
Yeah.
You have to do breaking moves.
Oh.
Breaking moves.
Aaron Rodgers has talked on the Pat McAfee show about potentially retiring this offseason. I don't know because I haven't seen the clip yet. I don't know what context to take this in. But Aaron Rodgers says that this offseason, he has an opportunity to do a little self-reflection and some isolation And then after that, he's going to be a lot closer to the final decision. He has not even decided yet whether he's going to play in 2023.
Ooh.
That's why I think it's going to be important to get through this week and take my isolation retreat and contemplate all things my future. He called it a darkness retreat for 4 nights alone. He said he will be in pitch black all day and all night for 4 days and nights. It's really sensory deprivation isolation. He said it stimulates DMT and there can be some hallucinations. I love Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I love
still
him.
hate him, but yeah.
He's locking himself. He's going to be waterboarding himself, basically to stimulate his brain.
Yes.
To release the God particle,
Yes.
so he
See
can
where he
figure
wants
out
to
whether
play.
or not he wants to make $58 million next year.
Yes.
I can save you a little. You don't have to have your brain exert the chemical that's reserved for you when you die to pacify you and make passing into the afterlife smoothly. To know that yes, you do want to play football for 1 more year for $50 million.
Yes, it's pretty easy.
I'll save you that
pretty
time.
easy. By the way, the tickets have been purchased.
Okay.
Let's
You're
go.
ready to go. You're ready to go.
Ready. I'm
Also,
going to
just
Super Bowl.
one last thing. Memes had never been to an NFL game, and in the last month, he went to a playoff game in Kansas City and the Super Bowl.
Pretty good.
I've never been to a fucking Super Bowl. Jesus Christ. You literally had never been to an NFL game.
Memes is really
He's going to the Super Bowl.
that's insane.
But it will be great content, and we'll do it. It will be a great PMTV. You'll get to see Max in all his glory. We'll be tweeting out all the live stuff, so make sure you follow. Maybe even you go live at some point from the Pardon My Take Instagram.
Who knows what the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi
we'll see.
situation is going to be like.
Yeah.
You're going to get to see Rihanna up close.
Yep.
Hank and Jake aren't here. I can say that with impunity.
Are you- how- what-
I'm
what's it-
very excited to see Rihanna.
I'm very excited to just watch Max. I wish I could just have you. I might have a personal file of memes just sending everything.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know. The closer it gets, like the more my heart is just like
You're gonna
beating
scream
out
at a
of-
little child and like
It's gonna be.
oh man.
Yeah. There's gonna be. There could be tears.
Every time Max starts talking about it, he starts like getting deep into the recesses of his brain and realizing a loss is a possibility. And you can hear the switch in his brain where he's like, it's going to be, oh man, it's going to be. He's going to. That's him realizing that a loss could happen.
And in that scenario, he gets into like, I'm going to fight somebody.
Yes. I'm going to be fighting someone with tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
Which first time someone ever gets his ass beat while the other man's crying.
That would be awesome. You should actually think about doing that.
You're gonna see a rare side of me on Sunday night if the Eagles lose this game.
Yeah.
And it's
I think we all know what side of you that's going to be.
I also,
We've seen it.
I'm going to say this right now. Let's make sure maybe Sunday before you go to the stadium, we'll do like a quick video with me and PFT, just getting you pumped. Maybe we'll just go live for a minute. Just last thoughts before you go into war.
okay.
Yeah. So get ready for that.
Yeah,
people.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, let's do the JJ Watt interview. Awesome interview brought to you by our friends at C4, the C4 Takeover. This entire episode, I'm still drinking my C4. C4 Energy is a secret fuel behind this podcast. C4 Energy has 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 carbs with clinical studied carnosine, beta-alanine, and 200 milligrams of caffeine for elevated performance. C4 Energy you can feel. Get C4 Energy at c4energy.com, Amazon, and retailers nationwide like Walmart and 7-Eleven. Check it out today. We love C4. Thank you for taking over this entire episode, C4. I'm drinking it right now. If you want to, you wake up in the morning, going to the gym, C4 Energy. Maybe afternoon, trying to get some work done, C4 Energy. C4 Energy fuels everyone. C4 Energy is the best. C4 energy you can feel. Okay, here he is, JJ Watt. Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest, recurring
I
guest,
think we can give him 2 varies.
very, very, very special
Wow.
guest, future Hall of Famer. It is JJ Watt. We have to, first of all, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
This is the first exclusive intervio you've given since you retired?
Let's say that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is
Yeah,
a
done.
fact.
Let's say
Yep,
that.
yep.
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
Well, I mean, what other show did you do?
Yeah.
Rich Eisen?
I did Rich and Dan today, but not exclusively.
No.
Not
They didn't ask good
exclusive.
questions.
You definitely didn't go on Coward, right?
Yeah.
No. I
Okay,
did not.
good.
Yeah.
Also, Rich and Dan, I would assume, didn't ask you, like, how long could you feel Ravel creeping on you on your last game? Like, we're going to get to that.
Yes, of course.
We're going to get to
Yeah.
that. So those are the good
This-
questions.
This is going to be a good
Yes,
sit down.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. All right, so it's great to have you on here. I'm sad that you retired. Are you actually retired, though? We
Yes.
have to start there. No,
Yes.
but come on.
Yes.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Let's hit him with some hypotheticals.
Well,
go
okay,
ahead.
hypothetically, the Steelers are the 1 seed next year, right?
Right.
They lose a defensive lineman
Right.
going into the playoffs. It's like week 17. They're like, hey, JJ, you want to come play? $10 million.
Wow.
Finish out the season.
$10 million to finish out the season in week 17.
Both your brothers,
I mean,
the 1 seed.
Come on now.
In Pittsburgh. Are you going to deny your family the joy of watching you play with your brothers?
I mean, if there's $10 million in week 17 with the 1 seed and everything, that is in consideration.
All right, so you're not retired.
No, I'm retired.
You're definitely not retired.
Well, I mean, you saw Tom Brady retire, and you're like, well, now I have to share the Hall of Fame induction ceremony with that guy. It's going to be all about Tom that weekend. Put it off a week, and then it's like you and Matt Ryan. You'll definitely be the 80s.
Perfect. Yeah, you'll get the last speech.
Oh, I don't want the last speech.
Oh,
I have
yeah, I
no
think-
interest in the last
Okay,
speech.
so-
See, I can just fluff it up for Tom and let him hit it out of the park. I can give him all like the praise and everything, and then just let him maybe say like a quick sentence about me before he gets into thanking everybody.
So, all right, so this is where we get Hank in a pickle because Hank still hates you.
No doubt.
Yeah, and you knew it.
I'm here
right
for
away.
it. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
You
so
brought it up. You said, like,
Yeah.
Hank, I'm sorry that you hate me.
Yeah.
It was sad to see the look on Hank, the little troll smile on his
Yeah.
face.
Well, he's proud of it, I'm sure. I mean, he should be. He's holding on. He's
Yes,
holding
he's
on
holding
to the
on.
hate, which is great.
So I told him last night. I was like, you know the old saying, like, you can't tell the story of football without this person. That's kind of the mark of a Hall of Famer. You can't tell the story of football without J.J. Watt and the dominance you had. I don't think you can tell the story of J.J. Watt's career without pardon my take. So I'm wondering if maybe we should probably give the speech beforehand. Your son won't be old enough, so
Right.
maybe it's just us. And you invite us to Canton with you, and Hank will unfortunately not be able to attend, even though Tom Brady will also be being inducted that weekend.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe we give your speech the night before at the party.
You
with
should
Jerry
set
Jones.
up there in Canton.
Yeah.
And if I'm fortunate enough to get in, we do a PMT from there.
Don't do
we
this. Don't do that.
All right, I won't.
Don't do that.
All right, I won't.
So-
Then I won't.
Come on.
When you retired, we actually had the debate on Part of My Take, and it was a no-brainer. A lot of people will say, like, J.J. Watt, great player, all-time player, even better person. That's bullshit. You're a way better football player than you are a person. And you're a pretty good person.
Oh, thank you.
You're a very good person.
But any of these guys out there that are like, oh, even better person? Nope, not true.
Thank
not
you.
nearly as good of a person.
I appreciate that, and probably true. Probably true.
Let's take off the humble stuff for a second. Your peak. Because when you were at your peak, you were the most dominant player in the NFL. Where would you put yourself? I know that, like, all right, Reggie White, maybe Lawrence Taylor, you're in the conversation at your peak. Like, if you took best defensive players at their peak, you're in the conversation.
Yeah, that's the problem. I was taught literally having this debate this morning with a couple guys, and the issue with debates like that is what are you talking about when you say greatest defender of all time? Are you talking about longevity of their career? Are you talking about if you took everything in their career and put it together, or are you talking about for one single game? Or are you talking about for one single season? That which player would you want? Because that's different. I mean, I'm never going to argue for the longevity of my career. I mean, I had injuries, I had issues, I had things going on. But for one season or one game, I'll put myself in that argument.
I like that. Yeah, because it's a fact. Like, your dominance in that stretch. Was it 3 in a row? Did you win 3 in a row? Or
3
was
out
it
of 4.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4 defensive player of the years. Like, and I think that, maybe I think people recognize that. They realize, like, that stretch where it felt like there was a stretch where it felt like every time they would go on red zone and they'd cut to a Texans game, it was like, what did J.J. Watt just do? And the one thing that I heard about you, and I don't know if you can speak to, like, how this is possible, but in hearing about, like, offensive linemen talk about how you played, they said the difference between you and everyone else is that your motor never stopped. So you, like, play 1 to play 70, you were still going 100%. Is that, like, did you know that when you were playing? Like, I have the ability to just never let up even a little bit.
Yeah, that's something I prided myself on, and I think, I mean, I don't have it in front of me, but I would say if I looked at most of the sacks and most of the TFLs and things from my career, I would assume that a decent majority of them were either in the back half of a season or in the back half of games, like the second half, because guys get worn down. Guys get tired, whether it's the second half of a game or it's the second half of the season. You just get gassed, and that's what I prided myself on. Then, I mean, we all know my history of working out and all the,
Yeah.
some of the bullshit. But that's why I was who I was at the end of the season, because of that. And it's also part of the reason I ended up injured.
I like you say that some of the bullshit when you retired and then the next day you took a picture of you at the squat rack.
Not the next day.
It was the same day?
No.
Oh.
You took a day off?
No, it was like a couple. You're talking about the one from a couple
you
days
getting
ago
soft? You
when
took
D'Amico got hired?
Yeah. How long of a break did you take?
Okay. I took 10 days. I took
10 days?
Yeah.
Wow, slack.
I felt,
Holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That motor stalled
Yeah,
out.
I can't do your guys' lifestyle. Okay, I just can't.
You wouldn't
I
last a
tried it
second,
for
Bob.
10 days. I mean, I went home to Wisconsin for a weekend, and we threw a good party at a little Irish pub in my town, and got after it pretty good. And I had no routine, no nothing. I'd sleep till I could wake up every day and hang out with my son all day. And I was like, dude, I got to get a routine. This is a shit show. Like, just a
That's
shit
actually-
Too
show.
much freedom can be bad sometimes.
Yeah.
That's also perfect too. You basically were like, I went to a Wisconsin bar in the middle of winter, looked around, and was like, I can't do this.
Yeah. This cannot be a weekly thing, man. Like, this cannot be it.
So do you have any plans for retirement? Are you going to step on our turf? Are you going to be one of these players that retires and thinks they can take over the podcasting game? Because
Our motor never
No,
stops.
we will
no,
crush
I
you.
can't
We
keep
never
up with the
stop. I will
impact.
fuck
Yeah,
you up.
we
no,
will
that's
fuck
why
you up.
You do not
You
wanna
guys
fuck
are the
with me.
reason
We
I
will
will not
punish
get
you.
into podcasting
You're
because
gonna
of
be
how much
crying.
it's too. You have to be pumping out content at such a crazy rate, and you have to be doing it with such like veracity and enthusiasm, and you have to be doing it constantly, and you have to have a team that puts it together. That literally is a deterrent for me. Like I don't want to work that hard at that.
Okay.
So that's not it for me.
Can I let you know a little secret? It's really easy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah?
super easy.
These
Don't
guys do
tell
it all?
anybody
These
this.
guys
don't-
do it
they're
all?
not
They do a
actually-
lot of it.
They're not actually doing anything right now. It's just like just the microphones connect to the internet, and then
Yeah.
people listen to us. It's pretty sweet.
That's fair.
Although I think that you probably would take pride in like we take pride in having bad opinions. You'd probably want to be correct. That's really the key to podcasting is like if you don't care about being correct, it's very easy.
That's fair. That's one of the issues that I have because I mean I do think that there's some form of broadcasting for me in the future just because I don't want to be away from the game. I want to be around the game. I love it. Early in my career, I said I'd never do it, but the closer I got to the end, I realized like it's too cool. Like the NFL is awesome, and I want to
Yeah.
be around it, but I don't want to be around it in the capacity where I have to pour all my time and energy into it. But the problem with broadcasting is every week you got to make those picks where they put the little thing at the bottom and they're
Yep.
like, just he picked 27-13. Then on Monday, everybody comes in and like, look at this moron. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? If I knew what I was doing, I'd go to Vegas. I'd
Yeah.
put it all on the line.
Yes.
Like nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So,
You just have to be so bad you become good.
yeah.
That's my
like
key
when
to
everybody
gambling.
picks the one, I'm the guy that picks the other one.
Right.
And then
Just
when
the
you win,
combo.
they're like, he knew.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
The
And
combo
it was like, I
break.
never
Yeah.
lost. I'm 1-0 in my last one.
Yeah.
wanna
Like, I
get-
mean, a game of the year.
Yeah,
Game of the
game
year.
of the year.
Yeah. I got to have.
Took a game of the year almost killed me this year. The Baylor BYU game, I didn't sleep and I got sick for like 2 weeks after. So yeah, it's harder than the NFL, I would say.
Oh, easily.
Yeah,
Easily harder.
watching all these games.
If I knew it, like my buddies, I mean, even just since the season ended, my buddies are asking me opinions and shit, and I'm literally trying to think like, who would I actually pick in this game, and I'm nowhere close.
Yeah.
nowhere close.
So you might want to get into broadcasting. I'm hearing a no to coaching.
Yeah.
D'Amico calls you up and he's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I need your expertise on the defensive line. Are you thinking about it?"
I'll pop in and talk to the boys, and I'll watch practice and I'll talk to them. But no, I have no interest in the hours and the time commitment and going to the combine and like going to the Senior Bowl and doing all these things. I do not have interest in that.
It is very funny whenever a guy retires like you and they're like, oh, he's going to be a coach. It's like, do you know how much, like college coach? A college coach would be miserable.
Miserable.
Yeah. They put in so many hours.
So many hours.
Yeah.
What about
And
high school coach like Phil?
High school is certainly intriguing to me, no doubt, because of A, the hours are less, but B, the impact that you can have.
Yeah.
And the way that you can get to those kids and you can actually have some real conversations. There's no NIL, there's no anything else. You're just, I mean, my high school coach had one of the biggest impacts on me and some of the messages he gave. And I think that you can help mold the kid's life, and not the kid that's going to college to play football. You can mold the kid's life who's going to college or going into the trades. I mean, one of my best friends from back home is a plumber, and to this day we talk about the messages our high school coach gave us.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is very cool. That's
awesome.
yeah.
How's your heart doing?
It's all right, man. It's crazy. So I after that incident happened, it scared the shit out of me, and I had a lot of like deep thoughts about life and everything. And for about a week and a half, I would check my pulse 10 times a day, and I'm just checking my heart. Like I have devices and everything. I was checking it just because I was scared, and
Yeah.
everything was normal. And then I think it was probably best that I jumped right back into the game because it didn't give me time to think about it. And then I all of a sudden settled back into my routine and it went away. I stopped thinking about it.
Is that one of those things where like you thought that you had to get back in the routine at the time, but maybe 5-10 years from now, you're going to look back and be like, why did I play? Why did I play a game of football like a week after my heart got shocked back into rhythm?
It can definitely seem like that. And for me and my wife at the time, it kind of felt like that.
Oh, you guys got divorced?
No, at that moment. At
that.
that moment.
Okay,
Never.
right.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I talked to 8 or 9 doctors in a 48-hour period that weekend. And I was asking every single question, like what can possibly happen? What happens if my heart goes back out of the rhythm during the game? What happens if when I'm practicing tomorrow, my heart goes out of the rhythm? Like every single question. I mean, I had anesthesia. They put me out to shock my heart back in. And I'm like, what happens if I'm at practice tomorrow and I just had anesthesia today? Like we asked every question and the doctors gave me the all clear. So
what exactly happened? Like how did it all happen? Take us through, like you just woke up one day and it was out of rhythm?
No. So I was at practice on a Wednesday, went out to practice. I came in and did my workout. After my workout, I was in the meetings in the afternoon and I stood up after one of our meetings and I was like lightheaded. You know that feeling sometimes we stand up and you're lightheaded and you're like, whoa, you just got to balance yourself, which is normal. So I was like, all right, let's go on. But the next meeting, I stood up and I had it again and I was like, my heart was beating weird. And one of our assistant coaches looked at me, he's like, you all right? And the little you all right kind of gave me that like, oh shit, somebody else saw it.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just me feeling like a little off. So I went in our trainers, I was like, hey, my heart's beating a little weird and I'm real short of breath. Can you just check my pulse? And they checked my pulse and our trainer looked at me and he was like, we're gonna send you to look at some, and that scared the shit out of you because like I was just expecting him to be like, yeah, no problem. So then he sent me to our team doctor. They get an EKG on me. He read the EKG and he was like, oh, I'm gonna send you to a cardiologist right now. Jesus. And so I'm like, fucking hey man. So they sent me to the cardiologist, and the cardiologist runs the test, and he's doing the ultrasound of my heart. And so I'm laying on the table, and I've told this story before, but I'm laying on the table doing an ultrasound. Literally the week before, we were doing the ultrasound of my son.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the ultrasound of my son, seeing that, and then the next week we're doing an ultrasound of my heart, seeing if I'm like gonna live or I don't know. I have no clue. I'm like, am I gonna die? And it scared the shit out of me, and I was so worried and everything. And my wife is worried. I mean, and he does the ultrasound, and he goes, okay, I'm gonna send you to a specialist. And now I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, why? I'm sent 5 rungs up the ladder here. Like, this is real. And they sent me to like a electrophysicist or something, and he was explaining to me what was going on, and it was basically just an AFib. I mean, people have AFib all the time. There's people walking around with AFib. Like, so in the end, it turned out to not be the scariest thing, but it was scary because I'm a professional athlete.
Right.
And we caught it within 24 hours, which meant that saved a lot of potential issues. Because if you're out for more than 48 hours, you can have blood clot issues, you can have stroke potential and things. But since we caught it so fast, they said, you're okay. We shocked it back in, and dude, it was crazy.
So what I'm hearing is you're a clone, and the real JJ Watt's dead. And, I mean, the real JJ Watt would never retire from football.
Yeah, you're right. That's what happened. I'm all AI. It's all AI.
No, that's scary though, and having like your heart shocked back into rhythm, and then you're right. Like you're always looking over your shoulder. Like, am I going back into it? And then your mind thinks maybe you're going back into it when you're not.
To this day, I'll check my pulse. And my wife, I mean, so they took me into the hospital to shock it back into rhythm. And my wife, they're like, would you like to be in the room for it? And she's like, no, I don't want to be in the room. Like, what the fuck do you mean? No. So, I mean, they literally, took my shirt off, like gave me some anesthesia, put me out, and then put the pads on your chest, just like shock you. And then 10 minutes later.
In harmony.
10 minutes later, I'm out the door.
It's and that's messed up that she broke up with you after that.
You're lowest. That's a crazy story. And then you played and then the Damar Hamlin stuff happens. That had to have been.
It was.
You're like, that could have been me. I mean, I know it's different, but still.
Yes. So we're sitting in my house watching. It's me and my wife and our son. And we're just watching the game on Monday night. And I went to the kitchen to make some food. And I turn around and look at the TV, and everybody stopped. And so I stand. And I stood in front of my fireplace, in front of the TV, 3 feet away from the TV for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I did not move. And it was just the scariest. And then at that moment, my wife had already known that I was retiring and everything. And that was when she was like, I could not be more happy that you're retiring now. I mean, it was just scary.
Wait, so when did you decide you were going to retire?
Months ago.
Really?
I knew.
Was it the start of the season or was it before the season?
It was before the season. I knew that if I was playing at a level that I was proud of, it was over. Like, I've been kind of trying to find that season where I was putting film out there and I was playing football that I was proud of, that I could show my son my final season and say, look, this is Dad. I didn't want it to be an injured season. I didn't want it to be, a season where I sucked. Like, I wanted it to be something where I could look back on and be proud of.
And your retirement, the way you did it was awesome. The tweet, it confused a lot of people. Did you realize that?
No.
Because the tweet was Koa's first ever NFL game, my last ever NFL home game. I think it was just so subtle because people don't retire like that.
Yeah.
I read it and was like, oh, he's retiring. But everyone replying was just like, does this mean you're done?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cool way to do it.
Thank you.
Were you thinking of other options?
So I had thought because I had known for a long time, and I was talking to my agent, my wife, and I was talking to my family, like, what do you think is the best way to do it? Because I did want to do it with a little time left. I wanted to do it with 2 games left just so that I could say goodbye to my teammates the right way, the fans. Like, I wanted to be able to say goodbye. But there was no way in my head that I was like, every way it kind of felt like it was really making it super about you. And I didn't want it to just be like, hey guys, this is it. So I wanted it to be about my son and my family and about the reason that I'm retiring.
Yeah.
And I didn't know until that morning that that's how I was going to do it. But I got they sent us the pictures from the game, and they had the picture of my son and my wife, and I was like, this is it.
It was perfect.
I appreciate it.
And the video was great that they showed of everyone from your career. Now, not to be narcissistic, but I was like half watching it being like, are me and PFT going to pop up in this video? Like, I was wondering why no one asked us.
It's pretty crazy how that video came about, and I am massively thankful and will forever be grateful for this video. My D-line coach, Matt Burke, when I said I was retiring, so we had 2 weeks to basically put it together, and he just got on the phone and called the first person he knew and spread the word like wildfire, and people started firing their videos back, and I'm so grateful to him because, I mean, I was walking into that meeting, we had Hard Knocks, and Hard Knocks is literally around 24/7. And they were like, hey, can we mic you up for this meeting? And I was like, guys, you've mic'd me up all week. Like, we got cameras everywhere. I've given 2 speeches to the team this week. I don't want to be mic'd up. And they were like, well, we think he's got something special planned. Vance, our D coordinator. And I was like, they don't have anything special, dude. Like, we got a game tomorrow. Like, they don't have anything special. And then we went to that meeting, and Vance put on the film. And I was kind of pissed I was watching film. It was my last game. And I was like, just let me go to bed, man. Like, I want to go to bed. And then Burke got up and said the video, and he showed it, dude. And I mean, I don't know, like, the emotions that flowed through me, and I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready to see my whole career in terms of what it meant to other people and in terms of thinking about myself in 5th grade and where I ended up and thinking about this is literally it. I'm never, ever in my life going to play the game I love.
Unless the Steelers had $1 million.
It blew my mind, and the waterworks started, and it couldn't stop. Like, it was crazy.
See, I'm pissed. We should have been in that. What would your reaction have been if, like, halfway through it's just, hey, JJ?
The whole room would have lost it. The whole room would have died laughing.
Oh, we're gonna have to remake it and put ourselves in it.
Yeah. Man, is there like one week or one game looking back over your career, like when you were truly at the height of your powers, when you were the peak JJ Watt?
I've said my favorite 3 minutes of football that I've ever played was a game versus the Tennessee Titans at home in Houston a year, where I got a strip sack. I picked up the ball, ran it like 15 yards. I came off the field for one play. They threw a ball down to D-Hop to the 1 yard line. They called me back in. I went in the backfield, motioned out, and Ryan Fitzpatrick threw me a touchdown the next play. So like a 3-play stretch where I did everything I could do on defense, and then I went out and scored on offense. To me, that was the coolest moment of my career because I felt like I was playing backyard ball.
Yeah.
That is pretty awesome.
At the highest level.
It sucked that we weren't allowed to use you as a tight end in fantasy football back then.
Yeah.
But if I scored, did it count? Like on team defense, or how does that work?
No,
it didn't. No.
If somebody drafted you as like an individual defensive player, maybe that would count. But you should have been able to start JJ Watt as a tight end.
Yeah, that's bullshit. So who gets that touchdown? Nobody.
Yeah, no one.
Never happened.
Yeah, never happened.
So the best 3 minutes of your life didn't happen.
Gone.
Sorry.
According to Matt
Damn
Severino.
it.
So what were the worst 3 minutes of football like?
Oh.
And why was it when Brett Bielema just didn't run John Clay in the Rose Bowl?
Amen, man.
I mean,
amen.
That was like your Wisconsin football.
Tank Carter, the freaking
the dumbest thing ever.
The 2-point conversion that he blocked.
I was sitting like 10 rows up from that. It was like, just run John Clay.
How cool was that? Just until that moment, until we lost.
Yeah.
But like the Rose Bowl is the coolest
best.
thing of all
The best.
time.
Yeah. And
It
then
is-
losing sucks. I talked a lot of
losing-
shit before the
losing is
game,
the
I remember.
worst. To Andy
But
Dalton.
yeah, what was the worst 3 minutes?
Well, I mean, the worst 3 minutes is, take your pick of my injuries. I think my broken leg was certainly up there.
that's
That
a bummer
hurt.
question. I
That
was
hurt
thinking-
like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
What about you were on the field and Alex Smith broke his leg too,
Yeah,
right?
that sucked, dude.
That's
And I did not know that I was the hit and the reason until years later when they the E60 and they showed the slow motion and everything.
It was you?
Yeah.
Wow, definitely not a better person than a football player.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Did that to him?
Not at all. No, it's terrible. I felt bad. I mean, immediately after the game, I texted him and everything because the play was crazy because I just assumed it was a concussion or something because Kareem Jackson actually got the sack and I came in and he was still up. So I came in and I was coming over the top and then I ran off because we were excited and I saw him laying down. I was like, oh, it's got to be a concussion or something because he's really down and we were all taking a knee and then we saw eventually what actually happened. And then years later, somebody told me the story that it's like the exact same yard line as Joe Theismann.
Yep.
It was like the exact same. And then it was also me and Lawrence Taylor, the 2-3-time defensive player of the years. Like there were these crazy synergies that blew my
It's like
mind.
the Lincoln Kennedy crossover
Yeah.
thing, where like
Oh, yeah.
Lincoln's secretary's named Kennedy, Kennedy's named Lincoln. But just know that it's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
It's that field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bad field.
It's cursed.
It's not your fault.
Are you looking for a new field? Are you guys? Is it happening? What's going on
I'm
over
looking
there?
to move to the site of old RFK Stadium. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
I'm
and
looking
with
at,
Lamar, right? I mean, I know you're.
Well, no, Lamar has been rumored. Many
It's been
sources are
rumored. I
saying
mean,
that
yeah, I've seen a lot of photos.
There's
I've
a lot
seen
of,
a
yeah,
lot of photos.
There's a lot of photoshops.
They look good. They look good.
Wait,
They're
aren't
good.
you?
So we have a graphics guy, and his main job is to like make YouTube thumbnails for us. And we just started hitting him up with these absurd Photoshop requests.
and they take 2 hours.
And they
I
take
didn't
two-
realize
yeah,
that.
we
Oh
didn't-
my
We didn't know
God.
that they took 2 hours.
I thought it was. I
He's
thought
just not sleeping because we're just asking like
Hey.
Devontae Adams in a Bears uniform.
He's
like,
like,
all right, I'm not sleeping.
He's
tonight.
clocked in about 30 hours over the last few weeks just making Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson
Holy
photoshops.
shit.
But no, I mean, I'd like to get off that field. Everybody's been hurt on that
Yeah.
field.
Oh, I mean, and just like as a guy who's played in every
stadium?
my last 2 games were the last 2 stadiums I had to play in, so I played in every single stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place could use upgrade.
We're grass
Guys,
Yeah.
Not turf
Oh, yeah,
guys.
yeah,
You like
yeah,
grass.
yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Where do you land on that?
I am on if the weather is great and everything is all the exact same, grass 1,000%. I am also a pass rusher who needs my footing, so rain, snow, things like that. I do like turf, but I will not go against my fellow NFL brothers
Yeah.
who are very much fighting the fight for grass. So
You're thinking about maybe getting into ownership, right?
soccer ownership, I'm big into. Yes.
Would you be interested in maybe about $20,000 of a team called Swansea that someone might be trying to unload? Because they're just
You
losing
have
money every
Swansea?
year. Yeah, it's just losing money every year. So you want some of that?
I'll
give it to you.
I've literally been looking at Swansea.
Oh, okay, great. So yeah, great. So you can take my shares.
What kind of discount are we looking at?
I'll
When did you get into
like
Swansea?
them.
Because I noticed you were a Swans fan when they were playing the championship.
Yeah. No, they stink. And here's the one thing I'll say: if you are thinking about Swansea, just actually that'd be great because they like every probably 6 months or so, I'll just start getting tweets that will be like, "Fuck you, you American pig," and I'm like, "What's this?" And then I'll look,
Yeah.
and it's like a message board, and it will be like, Liverpool has LeBron and we have this fat blogger. And it's just like, oh, okay, I guess this riled them up.
That's the one drawback of minority ownership. I mean, because let's be honest, I don't have enough money to buy a majority of any team. So you're the face, and they want you to be a part of it partially because of that. And you have a little bit of say here and there.
Oh, I have 0 say.
But
I have
you-
0. I have 0.00001%
Yeah.
share. Like I have 0 say.
But you get all the shit when they
Correct.
suck. Yeah.
Correct.
And
So
now
you can have mine.
Oh, okay.
I'll give it
Thanks.
to you for free.
20. I mean,
Yeah,
you got
20,
the point.
I think it's
point,
worth nothing
yeah.
now. But yeah, you can have
thank
it.
you. I
just don't
appreciate
have
it.
to
Awesome.
do my taxes in November
Great.
because of it.
Are you interested in a professional lacrosse league team?
Oh,
This actually be perfect.
the dogs have been playing
the water
good.
Dogs.
The dogs have been playing
Add an
good.
extra
They're
T in
good.
there.
The water
The
dogs.
JJ Water Dogs.
Yeah.
It is good. The current ownership has really trashed that place, though.
Wow, we
really?
won a championship.
Banners fly forever.
Yeah,
Results.
I know.
How many championships have you won?
0.
Yeah, maybe
Sucks.
some of your owners should have like belittled you a little more.
They should have. Maybe I
like,
don't
you
respond to positive. Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, I should have just had people shit on me more.
Yeah.
A couple coaches tried.
Yeah.
Are you going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Texan?
This is an honest question. I don't know how any of that works. Like,
I
'cause
don't-
I see
think
the
it's
bus.
baseball, actually.
The bus
Yeah.
doesn't have a hat. You're not wearing a hat.
No.
So
Yeah, I think it's
what
just
are you going
baseball. I
as?
think baseball, they make you choose your hat.
Yeah.
But I just want to trap you into saying, like, I don't know if you had something bitter to say about the Texans. I
No,
was
they
trying to
just
get a
hired
headline out
one
of
of
you.
my favorite teammates of all time. It was one of the best decisions they could have ever made because immediately, I mean, we've obviously gone through some struggles there in the last few years, but immediately every single old player's on board. All the fans are on board. Like, you want to fill that stadium up again next year? D'Amico, as your coach, is immediately doing that.
Yeah, he's going to be awesome. So
Yeah.
you pretended that you weren't going to make the Hall of Fame. That was funny. Let's do a little role play. We'll do David Baker. So he knocks on your door. He's like, "Hey, JJ, you've made the Hall of Fame. Are you going to tell us what your reaction? Like, let's pretend that this is happening right now."
This is another question that I'm fascinated to see. How the hell does that work? Like,
knocks on your
where
door.
is
He
the
knocks on your
hotel?
door.
Where are these hotels?
I
David
think it's at the
Baker-
Super Bowl week. Oh, he's no longer.
Yeah, let's just say for the argument that he is.
This is David
So-
Baker, okay.
So David Baker, giant guy, you know
Right.
the dude. He puts everybody up in hotel rooms somehow. They're all in the same hotel. All
It's
the
Super Bowl
finalists.
week.
It's Super
But is
Bowl.
he putting up guys that aren't making it?
It's Super Bowl week. Yeah, everybody.
good
All the
So like that's what I'm
finalists-
saying. Like if David Baker's putting up in a hotel,
Yeah.
I'm not crying because I know I'm in.
You're
Well,
going
no,
in right
all-
away.
It's
Yeah.
all the finalists. So then they go in a back room, and then they have like I don't know. Peter King orders 3 dozen pizzas, doesn't pay for any of them, and stands on tables like, "Here's why I think this guy should make it in." And then after
Darren
they
Sharper.
after
Or no,
yeah,
was that
Pizza
yeah.
parties are
Darren-
underrated.
yeah.
by
they,
the way.
they are.
I mean,
Pizza. When's the
very
last time you had a
underrated.
good pizza party?
It's been a little while.
See, again,
Yeah, we'll
these are
throw
the
one
things
for
that
you.
we do for
Yeah,
ownership. But yeah, they knock on your door after they take the final vote, and then they tell you made the Hall of Fame. Congrats. So there's probably like 5 or 6 people that don't get that knock.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are
That
you gonna do?
sucks.
Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna?
I don't
are
know.
You gonna
I don't
show
know.
us
I
your-
didn't. I
show
didn't
us
think
your
I was.
shocked face.
I didn't think I was going to cry in my last game. So I don't know. Maybe I will.
Did you cry during the game?
So it was. I mean, we got crushed. We
Man
lost
card.
37-14.
Take
so,
your man card.
So first,
You
of
were
all,
crying on the field
Dude,
while you were
so-
rushing the passer.
So
never do that.
we lost 37-14 or whatever, but I got 2 sacks, which I was jacked about, obviously my last game. And with 2 minutes left in the game, the 49ers put up a graphic that said like congrats on a Hall of Fame career or whatever. And the fans literally started chanting my name and they took me out. Like they called a timeout and took me out.
Damn.
So like I was literally like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, fans in an opposing stadium are chanting my name. The opposing team put my face up there, and this is it. This is my last time I'm going to walk off the field. So I was crying. And my
So-
son was in the stands. My wife was in the stands. My
Yeah,
parents.
it was a cool moment. So when you get off the field and you take off like all your pads and stuff, how quickly did Darren Ravel ask to take like all, your jersey and all that? Come on, like you knew he was behind you.
I didn't. I swear.
Yes, you did.
So this is part of the interesting part of that. So I know he got roasted for that.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. He
those-
literally cut in line of special needs children.
So those kids.
He did. He did.
We saw the video.
You were making a beeline over to the kids, and
Yeah.
they were so excited to meet
They were
JJ.
so
Oh my
pumped.
God! It's like you're their hero.
is
And then
so-
Darren's like, "Excuse me, Mr. Watt."
This is so good because this is the most funny epitome of like what you only get what you see, and you immediately make your opinions on it. So those kids, they had been there literally. It was crazy. They were there for at least an hour.
That makes it worse.
So so I had seen them 4 times. I had
Okay.
seen them 4 times, and I talked to them every time, and it was awesome. They were giving me shit because I'm a Cardinal and they're 49ers, and I was trying to get them to come to our side. But so then that was like the 4th time. I literally had because Darren and I are buddies. Like I know you guys hate him, and we're buddies, and so
I'm starting
It
to
is
see
what it
Hank's
is.
side of things.
maybe you're not a Hall of Fame.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, maybe you're right. You are a Hall of Fame.
So he had flown in. I didn't know he was coming, so he was like surprising me at my last game.
That's the worst surprise ever.
It was so I did not know he was there. I wasn't looking for him, and then the whole thing that went down. But I will say this about him: he handed me after the game. He handed me a binder, and in that binder, the face of the binder said "Daddy's Cards," and it said Forcoa. And inside was every single trading card from the time I started at Wisconsin until my last game in the NFL, and it was for my son.
He was stalking you.
It was pretty
He
cool.
was stalking you.
And he got
he
him.
just told, he basically was like, "Here's my stalking material.
Did
you
he have
take it."
like all the eyes cut out of all the trading cards?
I mean, he made a Twitter account for my son when he was born. He's a weirdo.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was like, "You got to squat on digital rights or something like that." I was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Okay, I'll admit it's very thoughtful that he
That
did.
is a
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
gift.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
nice
yeah,
gift.
yeah.
We'll give him that. That's a very nice
Yeah.
gift. he probably is going to be hitting you up to like, he probably handed it to you because he was expecting you to sign every card. And then give it
Probably,
back
yeah.
to him.
Yeah, with authenticated. Yeah,
your son's
grab
signature,
some
too.
grass and put it in. Like, yeah, my son's signature. Yeah.
So wait, how is dad life? How old is your son now?
He's 3 months.
Okay.
Dude, it's the best. It's the greatest. I don't, just like everybody, before you have a son or before you have a daughter, everybody tells you how great it is, and you're like, sure, whatever. But it is truly the greatest thing of all time, and I can't explain it to people because you don't understand until you do it.
Do you think he had anything to do? Because like I agree with everything you said. I cried both times my children were born. Do you think though, like, because your heart does grow bigger, do you think your son maybe had something to do with your heart going out of rhythm? Like
Possibly.
he caused that?
Possibly. Yeah,
So much
absolutely.
love?
Yeah, just too much love. Like, I just can't. But he did. The cool thing, someday I'll tell him, is since he was born, in my last 10 games since he was born, I had 10 sacks in 10 games.
That's insane.
Like, I literally turned into like a fucking good football player.
Yeah, that's what we bet on golfers after they have kids for that exact reason.
An NFL player, I bet on you to get a sack. I think your first game
Did
after
you?
having a kid. Yeah, because it's like something about a player having a kid. They're going out there, they're playing for a sense like a purpose bigger than themselves.
Yes.
Their teammates are usually pretty happy for him because he just had a baby.
Yeah.
It's the easiest bet of all time.
Oh, no question. I mean, if you're a receiver or something, the quarterback is definitely throwing you the ball in the
Yes.
red zone. Yeah.
Yes. Are you going to let your son play football?
If he wants to, absolutely. I mean, his
gonna
wife.
be a sick athlete.
His wife's an incredible soccer. My wife's an incredible soccer player, so he could follow in his mom's footsteps and do that. But yeah, if he wants to play football, he can play. He's huge right now. I mean,
Is he?
Really?
Yeah, the kid is gigantic.
How soon? Because you always hear rumors of like a giant baby born in Louisiana, and like Louisiana State immediately offers them a scholarship. How quickly can somebody offer your son a scholarship to play football? Because honestly, right now, I'm speaking on behalf of James Madison University, my alma mater.
Yeah.
I would like to officially offer your son a giant NIL deal
I
to go
appreciate
to
it.
James Madison University. So he's got his first offer.
Thank you.
Cole's going to be like 15 years old. I'm going to be sliding into his DMs being like, you want to make some sick T-shirts? Come to Wisconsin.
Yeah. No, he's got some of those. And we're gonna look at all options. We're gonna take all 5 visits.
You know he's going to be a Badger.
Has to.
By the way, do you have that stuff?
I mean, my
Badger?
wife went to North Carolina and won national championships, and it's been a blast to learn about their program. She shits on me with their stats. Like their women's soccer national championship streak is one of the most incredible things.
If you go back to like 1982, maybe even a little bit before that, and then trace it all the way through like 2006 or whatever it was, they won something like 25 out of 27
Yes.
national championships.
It is unbelievable.
It's the best sports dynasty of all time.
I lose every argument ever. I
Yeah,
can't
but
even.
now we have Luke Fickle.
I know.
So
we have
monster.
future national
Monster.
championships lined up.
Monster.
We're lined up for futures.
Here we go, 25 in a row.
What'd you do with the stuffed Badger? Because when you opened that gift and you tweeted about it, I looked at it and everyone's like, "What the hell?" I was like, "I want that,
Dude,
I want
how
that.
cool is it, right?
Yeah, I
and
want
nobody appreciates it, but like Badgers.
Yeah.
So I sent my wife a picture from the facility when I opened it, and she sent one message back: "Do not bring that home." But I was like, I'm definitely bringing it home. So right now it's sitting in my garage.
I'll take it.
Waiting for a home.
I'll take it.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah, I know it's awesome.
I had been looking. I don't know why I was Googling this like a week earlier. I had literally Googled, "What is a Badger like as a pet?" And
Not good.
Not good.
No,
Not good.
probably the worst.
Very not good.
I would say like a skunk number 1.
Yes, very
Badger
bad.
number 2.
Very bad pet.
Yeah, did you name it?
Bucky.
Yeah, it's Bucky.
Okay. That's Bucky also?
Yeah, no, he's
It's
always
not still every Badger?
Yeah, every Badger.
No,
it's
every
actually,
Badger,
Every Badger in the world
If
is named
you've actually
Bucky.
ever talked to a animalogist,
Yeah.
Yeah.
every Badger's named Bucky.
It's like every
Duh.
butler is named Jeeves.
Yeah, right,
Yes.
Every
exactly.
Badger
Yes.
is named
You
Bucky.
see a Badger in the wild, it's
Absolutely.
Bucky.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
you just say his name, he'll come running to you.
So now for the hard questions.
Okay.
How pumped are you to try smoking weed for the first time?
Pretty
now that you're
excited.
retired?
Pretty excited. Looking forward to it. I've got a lot of teammates who are looking forward to that day as well.
Yeah.
Throughout
should
my
do a live stream.
throughout my whole career. Throughout my whole career.
have you never smoked weed?
No.
Shut up.
No. So
I
like,
believe it.
Yeah. Throughout my whole career, I always told guys like, yeah, after my career, someday I'll do it. Someday I'll do it. And every guy is like, whenever that day is, I will fly there. I will be there. We're doing it together. So I
Yes.
got to like throw like a massive party or something.
This is gonna
You're
be
gonna
great too,
get
because
so
you're gonna
high.
be the guy who smokes weed for the first time, being like, "I think I have a heart attack," and we won't
Yeah.
know if that's. We
we
actually
don't know
have
if
to
it's-
take you to the
yeah,
hospital.
yeah.
Like, oh shit,
Yeah.
it's happening.
You're gonna
again.
get so
You
high.
think you have a
like, way
heart
too
attack?
high.
That's how it feels?
No, some people will be like, "No, that's not."
Are you guys high right now?
Yes.
All right.
Always contact me. Yeah, you should live stream that. I know you probably
Oh yeah,
can't.
that's probably not going to be good for any future business whatsoever.
No, I mean, when you decide to
It's
run for
legal.
president, eventually they're just going to have that on you.
It is legal. It's legal here.
Yeah,
right?
are you running for president?
I am not.
Okay.
Maybe an exploratory committee. I don't know.
Larry Fitzgerald hasn't been like, here's how you run for office? Because I'm sure that dude's going to be a senator someday.
Has to be. He absolutely runs this place, deservedly so.
Yeah, but no, it's no for politics for you right now.
Correct.
Well, he's only 33.
It's a no-win. I mean, it's a no-win.
Well, unless you win.
Yeah, then
Yeah, but then you still lose. It's not fun. Well, who the hell wants that job?
Yeah, so that's why I think you should have it, because I think anybody that wants to be president or wants to be a politician, that should automatically disqualify them from politics.
That's a good. Yeah.
All right, so since we're doing hard questions, let's pretend that we do get invited to go. We're not going to speak at Canton, but we're going to be part of the Watt entourage.
Yeah.
Who's the iciest to us in your family? Is there any still residual anger about the hey JJ period of pardon my take?
The legitimate would probably be my grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably my grandma, just because she is the one who was like, what are these people doing? Why are all these people saying these things to you? Because everybody else has kind of moved past. I mean, it is wild. And I've told you guys multiple times, it called me out on some shit that I probably need to be called out on. And it kind of changed the way that I attack some things. And maybe I let it get to me too much at times, I'm sure. But I like it.
It's a success story because I do think, and we were probably very mean. Hanks thinks we should have never let up. That's his biggest critique. Yeah. He thinks.
Well, he also claims 3 Super Bowl trophies that he had
personally won.
Personally, yeah.
But he doesn't understand. I remember you did kind of change. You weren't.
Yeah.
There was a moment where it was maybe there's a little. It was the Hard Knocks.
The good ass dude speech, all that. Yeah,
right. And then from that moment on, you changed, and it's I whenever someone says dude, he's a really nice guy. He's well intentioned. It's not a bad thing. He just
Yeah, I was trying too hard.
Yeah.
I was just trying too hard, and I thought that's what I was supposed to do on the rise. As you get more notoriety, I'd never done it before. I didn't know. I was just trying to be the person, the fucking Captain America that I thought you were supposed to be.
Right.
When I didn't really, I wasn't secure enough in myself to be if you're just you, that's fine.
And that's the beauty, because I think as sports fans, all we want is the authentic
Right.
from people. And when it's authentically JJ, it's he's just a really fucking good guy. And that's it, authentically, it's you root for guys like that. You know what I mean? You want guys like that to succeed.
Thank you.
And go to the Hall of Fame.
I don't think your heart was always in the right place, ironically, but you were. It's not anything bad to be I want to be a good role model for kids.
Right.
Yeah.
You were trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
It was just something that there's no way that you can be prepared to deal with all that fame. I always think anybody that gets that level of fame when they're 21, 22, 23 years old, it's going to fuck with them a little bit.
Yeah.
Having millions of people have an opinion on you no matter what you do.
Right.
So you were trying to do the best you could. We were trying to do the
We were
best we
dicks.
could. We were dicks. But then
But it all worked itself out.
We grew up too.
Yeah.
Our little Grinch's hearts, they grew 3 sizes
Except
that
Hanks.
day, except for
Yeah,
Hanks.
no,
He
except
still
Hanks,
lives in
which
the
is
past.
okay.
Yeah, he still hates you.
Yeah, he
that's
hates
fine.
your guts.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's great.
When we said
have to have that.
Yeah, I texted. I was like, JJ's gonna come by. It'd be a great interview. First interview he's doing after he retires. And Hank was like, pass.
Hank was like, can we maybe run that sometime this summer? We'll
okay.
hang on to it for a while.
We can all grow, Hank. We can all grow.
Yeah,
Go talk to the mic.
If I can
great.
change and you can change,
No,
then we all can change.
you need haters, because once you start to get everybody on your side, that's when
That's
people are
true.
this isn't cool.
Yeah.
we don't like it.
I just like how you guys are turning you guys coming at JJ into that was all me.
Well, we changed.
Yeah.
We all changed. JJ, PFT, and I all changed together.
It's called growth.
And we became better people. We met JJ in the middle. He was Captain America. We were the biggest troll dickheads in the world. And then we found a common ground of hey, maybe we're all decent guys except you, Hank.
Yeah, I mean, listen, maybe I troll a little bit too hard, but JJ said something when he walked in. I've been thinking about it. He's like, I hope you win with 99, and I think I'm just going to ride with 99.
For the lottery. But he's not going to win, though. That's the thing.
He's not going to win. That's okay. No, he's going to win. We're going to win. Hank.
No, he's not.
He's
no,
gonna
he's not.
win.
No, he's not.
He's going to win.
Yes, I will.
Wow. So if you win with 99, then you have to give all the credit to JJ.
Yeah.
That's going to kill you.
That's going to be tough. That's going to be
That's all right. Now I'm rooting for him. He's going to kill him.
We think that the reason why he still hates you and he can't let go of it is because of that playoff game.
Yeah, we
where
wore the jacket.
where Arian Foster designed those Letterman jackets, and you guys all wore them up there, and then you got the shit kicked out of you by the Patriots.
Yeah.
But Hank,
But
for
why
some
would you be
reason-
mad about that? We got the shit kicked out of us, dude.
Yeah,
I know. I'm not. They
No,
just,
people still bring me up with like, haha, your stupid Letterman jacket, and I'm like, yeah, we fucking got crushed. Like the joke was on us. Like we took the L. What do you want?
whose idea was it actually?
It was a couple defensive guys. It was Connor Barwin and Sean Cody, two guys, really, really good locker room guys, really with their hearts in the right place, trying to do something trying to do something together, and just very big backfire.
You can't
Big
walk
backfire.
off the bus with those and then get killed.
No, just get crushed.
You
Not
can't
good.
do that.
Not good.
It is kind of cool though that Bill O'Brien's going to be up in New England, because I always thought he gets an unfair shake for how things turned out in Houston. I think Bill O'Brien, the general manager, we need to separate that from Bill O'Brien, the head coach. And as an X's and O's guy, I think he's got like a pretty good proven track record.
That's very
He
fair.
got the Texans, I think it was like 54-48 record over the course
Yeah.
of his 10 years or however long that was. Got to the playoffs a bunch. Like that's pretty good
Yeah.
for the Houston Texans
Yes.
franchise. And I feel like he's actually going to be a pretty good addition to New England. So Hank will have to start thawing out that icy heart when it comes to
Yeah.
former Texans.
No, that's fair. That's
All right,
fair.
so I got a question I asked Eli Manning when he was on.
Okay.
I hope that you answer this the way I want you to. My idea has always been that every college should get one alumni can play on the team after they retire, whatever. So Tebow could still be playing for 4.
Yeah.
If that were the case, would you play 1 year for the Badgers and just dominate?
Yes.
I mean,
Absolutely.
how much would you dominate?
That's a great question. It'd be fascinating. Man, I think I'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I'd be
I mean, it'd be like playing on rookie mode.
I think I'd be pretty good. Yeah.
How fun would that be?
It's partially just the knowledge, because like in college, the kids still have classes. They still have all this stuff going on, and they're still young. And so the schemes can't be as complicated. They can't be as like crazy as in the NFL, where it's literally you're studying it all day, every day. So there's stuff where like you would just know before the play what's happening, and you just go wreck shop.
Yeah.
Is there a player that you've gone up against where like the first couple reps of the game, he just eats your lunch, just like puts you into the turf? He feels way stronger, way better than you, and that you change something up over the course of that game, and you're like, I think I can get past this guy if I do X, Y, and Z. Because it seems to me where if I was a defensive player and I got just destroyed the first play of the game by the guy I'm going to be facing up against all game, that would be like, I can't beat this guy immediately. But you have to move on from that somehow. So is there a guy that that started out against you like that?
Yeah. So I think that one of the guys that does that very well is Trent Williams. He has some tricks and things to his game that are just very, very smart, very vet savvy, like things that he can do. One of his biggest things that he does is like, when you fire off the ball as a defensive lineman, you fire off with your hands. And he'll just knock your hands down and you'll fall flat on your face. And it's not like the most impressive physical feat ever. It's just, he just knocked you down, but man, you feel like a bitch. And so like, so then you get up after that and you're like, I just looked like an idiot. Did the announcers on TV just say like, look at this guy face first in the dirt, like Trent Williams is a beast. And like, so you're kind of thinking about that. But then you have to like throughout the course of the game combat that, and you have to know what he's doing, and you have to like flash your hands and get him to try it, and then you power into him, or you have to I did it to him one time. Like you just kind of like play this game back and forth, and that's when you're at the elite of the elite and you're playing against the top of the top. Those are the level of mind games that you're playing. Like, all right, he knows that last pass rush I went with the bull rush, so he might try and knock this bull rush down if I do it again. So if I flash my hand, he's going to try and knock it down, which means then it's like chess where you're like, okay, if they move rook to this and it's fun. And that's when it's really fun.
So what defensive lineman that you either played at the same time or watched growing up that you like, maybe a move that they had that you always tried to do that you couldn't do?
100%.
Like Von Miller's ghost move or something like that.
Reggie White's hump. Reggie White's hump move is one of the coolest, most dominant moves of all time. I can't do it. Like, you have to have this unbelievable ability to take all of your weight as fast as you can up the field, slam on the brakes on one foot, while also simultaneously throwing a 310-pound offensive lineman and then coming back under. Like, the way Reggie did it and the just efficiency he did it with was one of the coolest things of all time.
He just tossed dudes.
Just tossed dudes.
Yeah.
And he just got them to use their own momentum against themselves, but he could do it because of the athlete he was, with how hard he could stop on one foot, where a lot of people just can't put all that weight into one foot. And it's crazy.
That's the part of the game that's always fascinating because, like, back to Trent Williams, like when we asked people, like we were watching games with Kyle Long a couple weeks ago. We're like, what is it that Trent Williams? He's like, it's all his feet. Like and you don't think about that because you think of strength and you think of speed. He's like, his feet. His balance is always at the right spot, and it's those little pieces, like you saying Reggie White. It's the ability to stop that really makes that move.
Trent's athleticism is insane. Like you watch him move in space, you watch him on a pull when he comes around the edge. Like it's incredible. You watch Lane Johnson, very similar. Like guys so athletic, so fast. I mean, he's been known to get out of his stance extremely fast.
Not cheating though.
No. If they don't call it, it's not cheating. I mean, that's the way it works. But he's so fast, and then he beats you to that spot so quickly, so you immediately have to change your entire pass rush plan because he's already where you want to be. So now you got to be like, all right, if I go underneath, but he's so fast, he changes direction. So it's those games that are a blast to play.
That's awesome.
Is there a move that should be named after you?
Ooh.
I bet if you asked guys, the move that should be named after me isn't even a sack. It's more for tackles for loss. Like it's this little backdoor swim that I do. I jab down really hard in the run game when I know that they're going this way because they're going to overcommit to me, and then I swim backside and I can plant my foot in the ground and fly down the line and make the TFL. It's something that is frowned upon because it's very difficult, but when you're able to do it, it's so successful. So Wade Phillips, my first year in the league, he yelled at me the first 3 times I ever did it. I made TFLs in practice all 3 times, and he yelled at me, he said, don't ever do that again. I got another TFL, don't ever do that again. 3rd time, he stopped the whole thing and he looked at the whole defense and he said, nobody's allowed to do this, but JJ can.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was the coolest thing ever.
That's great.
Yeah.
I was going to say your other move would be like a wrestler with the razor blade just cutting your nose before the game. So everyone's like, damn.
I should have kept that going. I really should have kept that going.
You were the most bloody player in the NFL by a significant margin for a couple years there.
Yeah, I had a helmet that just battered the shit out of my nose.
It looked badass.
Yeah, it was cool. It hurt like a bitch, man. It hurt, but it did look cool. Thank you.
So the JJ, it sounds like the play is just you figured out a way to run around an offensive tackle in like 3 steps.
Yes, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
And then come back on the running back.
And the best plays in football are when you can get a guy to do something that you want him to do and use his own momentum against him. So for me, that first jab was getting him to think I'm going down. So he's like, shit, I got to catch up. So he flies down, and now he's out of my way. Now all I got to do is take that step back and go. Same with anything else. Same with Reggie White's hump move. He's trying to get all the offensive linemen's momentum to go this way, thinking he's running a speed rush, and then all Reggie does is give him this little arm, and he can throw him 10 yards. I mean, that play in the Super Bowl against the Patriots where he threw the guy 10 yards, all he did was use his own momentum against him. That's football. A receiver's trying to get a DB to think he's running deep, throw him by, and then stop for a comeback.
So you're definitely an all-time great student of the game. Is your brother better than you?
Ooh.
At football.
At playing football.
I believe
We're talking
that
about Derek.
Derek's a great football player.
He is.
He's
Fullbacks
a great
matter.
football player. They do. He scored a touchdown that last game. I mean, I'm like, why don't you use a fullback more? Why
Yep.
not?
Yeah,
That's the other reason why Hank hates you. I sent you that clip.
I mean, that was just
Did you
legendary.
send that to him? That was,
Yes.
I mean,
oh yeah, no, we had a great laugh about it, which was just
Wait,
phenomenal.
This is Derek Watt.
Dude, what a moment! What a crazy ass moment.
Yeah. But TJ's pretty damn good.
So TJ, if he stays healthy, and I hope he stays healthy, and I hope he does, he'll break every record I got, and he'll absolutely be a better player than me. There's no doubt. For a single season, like being able to do everything, I won't give up that title.
Okay.
Yet, no.
You could always just throw a nut at him too, and
Throw a what?
A nut, an actual
Oh,
nut.
yeah,
I almost
shoot,
killed him last
that-
Super Bowl week.
That was
Yeah. It was bad. Big Cat was like,
wild sentence there.
so we heard that you're
a wild sentence there. I mean,
I guess it didn't really.
Yeah, I mean, just.
He's
That
like,
was like when you said my wife at the time.
Yeah.
He's like, we heard that you're allergic to tree nuts, so I got you this bag, and Big Cat thought that he was being clever because the bag was filled with almonds, but Big Cat thought that a tree nut was a
Someone
separate
came
nut
from
an
a tree.
almond.
Yeah.
But and then he was like, so I've got this bag here. I'm just going to throw this bag of almonds at him. I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure that an almond is a tree nut.
If you asked me beforehand, I'd be like, where do almonds come from? It's like, I don't know. You just like pick them up off the ground.
Oh yeah, no idea. No idea.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, that would kill me.
I think your grandmother probably would have killed us if we had killed him and then almost bullied you off the internet.
But no, you can't be blamed because TJ doesn't even know half of the tree nuts out
Okay,
there.
good.
So we were in Italy. I took like after I got signed my big contract, my first off season after that, I said I'm gonna take my brothers on a trip. So I took them on a trip all around Europe. We were in Italy by the Pantheon, and TJ ordered pesto. I didn't know. He didn't know. Nobody knows. Pesto has nuts in it. Tree nuts. So TJ literally stops breathing. He literally cannot breathe. And we leave. I throw cash on the table. We sprint out. There's a line of taxis waiting. I'm banging on a taxi's window, like, take us to the hospital. Take us to the hospital. They don't speak English. Finally, we get a taxi to take us to the hospital. It's an Italian hospital. Nobody speaks English. They take him in a back room and won't let me come. So me and Derek are sitting in the waiting room of a hospital in Italy for an hour straight, not having any clue if TJ's alive, dead. He wasn't breathing when he went in. And it was fucking crazy, dude. It was the scariest shit of all time. And all they did was ask him if he had an EpiPen, and then they gave him his EpiPen. And I was like, you idiot. Like,
we could have done that. I
could have given you that. Like, but none of us knew. He'd never had a reaction board. That was his first ever reaction since knowing he had.
Damn.
Dude, it was crazy.
I'd imagine, was it weird, the three Watt brothers walking around Europe, where was everyone looking at you like, who are these people?
It was interesting. France was wild because the food portions are very small in Paris. Very small. And so we had to order like 9 of everything. But again, very meathead fashion, but we would do some of the coolest workouts. I mean, all three of us, there was this hotel that overlooked Big Ben in England, and we did workouts in Big Ben. We ran down the Champs-Elysees in Paris, and we were running there. We did a workout where we ran around the Coliseum, and so like...
No offense, it sounds like a shitty vacation.
Dude, it was...
What the fuck?
It was, but then we also went to every pub in Ireland and just got absolutely hammered off Guinness. We went to the Guinness factory. Like, we did both. We played hard and we partied hard.
So wait, are you gonna go to Steelers games this year? Are you gonna like start being a fan again?
Absolutely. I'm a huge Steelers fan.
Are you gonna go back to being a Packers fan?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers, you can't do that.
No, just for you. Okay, I'm doing it for you.
Yeah, and we got to focus all our energy on the Badgers.
Yes,
right.
We are pouring a lot of energy
Luke
into the Badgers.
Fickell building a monster.
Looking forward to that. But no, Steelers, absolutely. I'm all in the Steelers. D'Amico now with the Texans, absolutely all in. Obviously, I have a ton of guys here that I love, so the Cardinals I'm watching for sure.
Okay,
it's gonna be fun.
Texans. All right, I can support that. It is funny, like when we were talking about our relationship and how this all evolved. One of the funniest things is being able to like text you whenever the Badgers are in just some shit bowl game, and like there's not many people watching, and it's like we're watching. We're watching them play in the Mayo Bowl.
Yeah, I mean they were in the bowl game here. I was here and I didn't go.
I was texting you about it. I was like, I think we got him. Yeah.
Did they try to get you out? They're like, hey.
Yeah. No, I came out. I stopped out at a practice earlier in the week, but I was like, I'm not. It's at a baseball field.
Yeah, it was against Oklahoma State. There was like no one playing on either
Rose Bowl's
side.
a lot cooler.
Yeah, pretty busy that weekend. Sorry,
but we got to get you back in. Yeah, we get you to some games.
I'm excited to get back.
Get everyone
camp.
pumped about the whole program. Luke Fickell building a monster. I just keep saying that until it's going to be true.
I mean, he will.
We have more quarterbacks in the room now than we've had our entire history.
Ever.
I don't understand. I have no clue what's going on.
Scott Tolzien not walking through that door. We need a new guy.
Dude. I just talked to Scotty for a long time the other week. Good name pull.
Have you heard from Cliff since he's been over to Thailand?
So I talked to Cliff right after the season. I was saying thank you and all that, and I appreciate, I love Cliff. We'll be friends for life. And I said something like at the end, like I was like, we gotta get drinks together. And he was like, as soon as I'm done with this little world tour, I'll get drinks. And I was like, oh yeah.
Like Cliff, what he's done since he got fired has been maybe the most relatable thing of all time.
Yeah.
He got paid how many, like $40-50 million guaranteed.
Wow.
And he's just like, see ya. I'm going to go over to Thailand. I'm going to hit beaches.
Yes.
That's exactly what everybody else would do.
Yes. Love it. I mean, why wouldn't you? That's the perfect thing. Like everybody, I'm going to look for the next thing. Nah, just go do that. Yeah, it's awesome.
Football's going to be here.
Yeah. So is it going to be tough to like, are you going to try to, I mean, you can't just show up to the facility next year, but like, how are you going to try to keep in touch? Are you going to like play Call of Duty with Kyler Murray or whatever?
I haven't played video games. So like my whole career, the only time I ever played video games was when I would be injured and I needed something to take my mind off of what was going on. So that I literally don't ever play video games except for when I'm hurt. So thankfully, hopefully, I'm not.
So maybe
once you start smoking weed, that's going to change.
Yeah, it's going to change. Yeah,
you'll be all.
But
will it be a lot less workouts, a lot more Call of Duty.
Yeah. Will it be weird though? Like not being. I would assume you'll stay in touch with everyone, but next summer when you're not going to a facility, you got to start thinking about this.
I don't know what people do in the month of August. The month of August has literally been training camp for me every single year, my whole.
We got to get you. You got to come watch a full Sunday slate with us,
dude. It looks like a blast as long as I can sit next to Frank. I just want to sit by Frank.
Yeah, that's what everyone says, and then they're like, after one game.
Frank's New Jersey Devils food reviews they keep me going.
Did you see
nothing beats a good food review, and he just dumps salt on everything.
We need to
man.
make a JJ Watt style video of just because
great.
it's so funny whenever we talk to athletes or anyone, they're just like, yeah, I love watching Frank.
Frank's
like
the
he has
greatest.
the most fans.
Oh, yeah.
Of like celebrities and athletes of anyone at Barstool.
Oh, and somehow like it comes up on my TikTok, and it has like 700 likes. There's not a lot of not a lot of action going on his TikTok. Maybe it's on his Twitter, but it pops up in mine. And I watch the whole video every time, dude.
He's a natural.
Some shitty ass brisket sandwich that he had that dude was like stringy, and he's just eating it like it's regular and said, "This is not good. I will not eat this again." Like, it's the best, man.
Did you see him try to make ribs that one time?
No.
Oh, it's the best. He's in a courtyard outside his apartment complex.
Oh
And
no.
yeah, pull the
That
video
video,
up.
yeah.
And the smoker, or it's not even a smoker, it's a grill that the temperature is at like 600 degrees or something. And he puts the ribs down. He's like, okay, now to leave it closed for about 30 minutes. And then he comes back. And it's just this char.
No.
Yeah, he claimed the sun. I think he said the sun was too hot on the
sun was
grill.
hitting the grill.
Oh my gosh.
It's an all-time Frank video.
I'm so glad that you're a Frank fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
massive Frank fan.
I'm not joking. Like when I talk to like people that you would never expect, guys who are in the NFL, in the NBA, everywhere, they're just like, yeah, I love watching Frank.
Oh, it's because it's so like sincere and real, and
Yes.
just like you just love him, and you're like, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
Here we go. Hank's got
The
the
best
video.
part is when we tell Frank, here we go. Yeah, watch this.
Can I touch your phone, Hank? All right. I just wanted to-
30 minutes. All right, this has been cooking now about 45 minutes. These potatoes and this corn grill. It's showing up. What the fuck?
Yeah, no,
He's just dumbfounded. He's just staring at it.
Burnt piece of meat.
PFT's right. When we tell him, like, we'll show him this clip, and he'll be like, okay.
Yeah. We'll be like, JJ Watt's a big fenders.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Dude,
Yeah,
that's
sounds good.
That's so.
He'll be like,
good,
yeah,
man.
he kind of tailed off at the end of his career.
Yeah,
he'd say,
yeah.
he'd say it to your face.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. I love it. That's awesome.
like injured too much.
No, it looks like a blast in that room.
what
It
was
has
it?
to smell like shit.
Oh, terrible.
Yes.
Has to
Terrible.
smell.
What was your career like against the Dolphins?
That's a good question. I know I've had. I think
it's
I had
very-
sacks
that's one
in
of the
every.
worst questions I've
I
ever
think
asked.
it made me think. I'll give you that, yeah, because I don't think about that a lot. But I know I've had multiple sacks. I had 2 sacks in the game that they had 270 yards rushing against us and beat us 44-13. That was after Ryan Mallett missed the team plane. So that's all I remember about that game.
He'll probably just be like, yeah, he couldn't stop the run against us. He'll just bring that
Oh,
up to your face.
1,000%. Lamar Miller had like a 98-yard touchdown run. I bet Frank remembers it.
So the day Ryan Mallett missed the plane, Ryan Mallett to us is an all-time what could have been guy because his
Yeah.
arm. How sweet was Ryan Mallett's arm?
Unbelievable. He threw me a touchdown. I caught a touchdown from Ryan Mallett.
Hell yeah.
It was an insane pass. It was one of the best. It was dropped in the bucket perfectly.
He just was too tired. He was a sleepy guy.
Yeah.
missed
His arm was insane. I mean, that guy
best.
could wing the
Yeah.
shit out of the ball.
Yeah, I remember when he was at Michigan because they were playing. I think I went to the big house and I was like, "What the fuck?
It's
This guy's just
unbelievable.
got a cannon."
And he's huge. I mean, he's tall as shit.
Yeah.
He's very skinny, but very tall.
All right, so this has been awesome. We appreciate that. I have one last question, Roback question, promo code TAKE. I think you wear Roback, RHOBACK.com. If you don't, we have some
Yeah,
polos
yeah.
for you. Great golf stuff.
Awesome.
You've been golfing a lot.
Yeah.
Roback.com. I'm wearing the joggers right now. Promo code TAKE for 20% off. This is a tough question, and I don't even want to ask it, but I'm going to ask it because we've had a history where we've mended our ways.
Well, I know where this is going, I think.
Taylor and Will.
Yeah.
How can we mend this? They were here earlier. I told them to scram.
Yeah.
And they listened because they're scared of you.
I think they might have worked out at Exos this morning. My wife was up there working out.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, I've never met Will, as to my knowledge. I don't know anything about Will. I mean, I have no problems with Will, obviously. I mean, Taylor and I have had our beefs on the field, and I mean, he literally spit on my brother. So
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the part that he doesn't tell.
He left that part out.
No, he said it in his tweet. He said said TJ, like I've spit on you before. I've said some things.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm on your side.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
So when you spit on a family member, it gets a little different. Yeah.
We never did that. Just
Yeah.
so the record shows.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
so-
tried to kill him with nuts, but
Yeah.
So he spit on your brother, and then he stalked your wife at the gym this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on your side.
Yeah. Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Glad
All
we
right.
cleared that
He
up.
tried, Bussin.
No, they are good guys. I assume at some point
Yeah, I
it
mean-
will settle down and you can go hang out with him.
I'm
Will
sure.
is a very, very good guy.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Taylor is.
I'm sad that he's not getting your 10. I think he should get your 10.
Yeah, he got screwed.
Yeah, the NFL doesn't
I mean, it's
want it.
because of gambling. Like, I mean, who are we kidding here?
Right.
Like, who are we kidding here?
Right.
That's a whole nother
I think
conversation
he was
for
too
another
good
day.
at gambling.
Is he good
picks
at it?
hit- I don't know. Is he good?
No.
That's what he should go with. He should just be like, I'm too good at gambling.
Like, I'm sorry. You guys are good at it too. Every stadium has a sports book in it. Like,
Yeah,
what
that's
the
true.
Fuck are we doing?
Yeah, we
you can take
built
money,
those.
we can't.
Yes. Yeah, but yeah, no, Taylor's a good guy too. But yeah, he shouldn't have spit on your brother.
No, I
but
mean,
yeah.
I'm sure.
I bonded with him over drinking and puking in a trash can together. So
Nice.
He's
What were you
they
drinking?
mean well.
What were you drinking?
It was actually jungle juice, so it was bad.
shit.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Yeah,
it
you're
was
puking.
disgusting. So, but yeah, this has been awesome, man. We appreciate it. We do. You should. So we're building a whole new office in Chicago, and we have like a big basketball court that we're gonna have in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Actually,
You guys are both moving to Chicago?
Yeah,
You're moving back
we're moving the whole operation. It's kind of like
Really?
your buddy's Dude Perfect.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
we'll have to have you come out because I saw a tweet that you were 50% from the line in high school basketball.
I mean, at best. I could dunk.
That rules.
I could foul. I could dunk, and I could rebound. I mean, I was not doing shit else.
That's
I
awesome.
don't know if you like. There was a clip going around a couple weeks ago of me playing, and it was the first time I had seen it, and I was like, Jesus, dude, that is the ultimate like scrappy grinder sucks ass at basketball.
I think the caption was like J.J. Watt playing basketball is exactly what
Yes,
you thought
yes,
J.J. Watt
yes,
was playing
yes,
basketball
yeah, I
like,
mean-
and it was to a T perfect.
No jump shots
Just like
whatsoever.
putting your ass into people, boxing them out.
So we'll get you to
elbows.
come up and we'll have you shoot 100 free throws.
Oh,
That would be
I'll do
fun.
that. I'll do
Yeah.
that, absolutely.
How many? What's the over under?
It's got to be 50.
Yeah.
It's got to be 50.
I'm going to take the under.
That's I would
I'll
take
take the
just
over.
pure fatigue. I think I would
Yeah,
take the
yeah.
under. I mean, I'm just gonna start. That's a
You're
shitload
going to be
of free
fat
throws.
by
Who am
then.
I,
You're not going to
Kobe?
be working out. What if you get real fat?
That would be
would
hilarious.
suck.
It'd be awesome.
That would suck.
Then you'd have to move back to Wisconsin.
You guys look good, by the way.
Oh,
Thank you.
guys
I got
are
Super
very
Bowl
good.
abs. Can you see?
I was the Super Bowl abs. I heard. Yeah,
yeah,
there
yeah.
they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
There they are.
Came in real nice.
Really
You
nice.
Photoshop that. Yeah.
Really
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Wait till you. What will happen, and I will say this: that once your son eats real food,
No, it's yeah.
I eat all.
Yeah.
My kids, I just eat everything they eat. I eat it before they can even eat it.
I mean, when you smoke weed and then you have
Yeah.
kids' food. then
My
you
kids
really-
will just be sitting down for dinner, and they'll be like a pizza. And I'll be like, "You gonna eat that?" And I'll eat it before they can even have a bite.
How many of the donuts do you eat every week?
I usually have like 2. I was gonna say 1.5, but that was a lie.
That is impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
Have you ever seen that like meme though, where it says like this many donuts are in a Coke?
Yeah.
And then you feel way better by eating a donut.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also me and my son go and get the donuts, and he loves it. And he
It's
puts
called
his,
being a good dad.
Yeah, and there's like a whole tray of them, and he goes every single time he goes and just sticks his finger into like a random donut, and I'm like,
Yes.
don't like pretend
Yes.
we didn't do that, and scurry him away.
You can, if you have a son, you just put anything on your son. Like
Yeah.
we have a group chat with all my buddies and everything, and they're like, "You didn't text back in 8 hours." I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry, I have a family."
Yeah,
all
right,
Yeah,
right,
like, I have a
exactly.
family.
So it's a perfect fall guy. You basically son to fall guy.
Yes,
Yeah,
perfect.
it was him.
Yeah.
It was him. But yeah, that would be funny if you got fat.
It would be funny. I agree. That would suck.
Do it for
I
like
don't want to.
Do it for like a year.
You've never been
I
fat.
tried for 10 days. I tried for 10
Yeah,
days.
10
Like,
days.
But think
I
about it. Like
gave him-
your entire life, you've been in great shape.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yeah, anytime you want to come on, you're
my
a
pleasure. I
recurring
appreciate
guest,
it.
and we'll be at your Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Not Hank though.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Maybe if he gets 99.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He won't. He'll never get it. He'll never get it.
That interview with JJ Watt was brought to you by our great friends over at C4 Energy. I'm drinking C4 Energy right now. I have a C4 Energy for breakfast almost every single morning. Perfect way to wake up, go to the gym. Or if you need in the afternoon, sometimes I hit the gym in the afternoon, leaving work, no problem. Pump a C4 and your afternoon workout is going to be 10 times better, more efficient, more energetic. C4 Energy is the secret fuel behind Part of My Take. We're all drinking it. C4 Energy has 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 carbs. It's got clinically studied carnosine, beta-alanine, and 200 milligrams of caffeine for elevated performance. C4 Energy is energy that you can feel. I'm drinking one right now. It's delicious. This is frozen bombsicle. Probably my favorite flavor. I like strawberry watermelon ice. I like all of them, actually. They're all really good. I like the orange. You name it. I'll drink any flavor C4. Get C4 Energy at c4energy.com, Amazon, and retailers nationwide like Walmart and 7-Eleven.
Okay, Guys on Chicks Super Bowl edition, Super Bowl week. We have, by the way, on Friday's show, we're gonna have a participant in this year's Super Bowl on the show. and also a little bit of an interesting, different type of interview with a special extra interviewer. So get excited. Friday show. We're going to do all of our props. We'll do, let's just say right now, I think everyone should come loaded with like 4 props. We'll
I've got
Prop-a-palooza.
I've got one.
I'm doing no props.
You're doing props.
I can't do props.
You're doing props.
You give me one prop.
Eagles to
Tears.
win Super Bowl.
Tears.
Yeah.
Over in tears.
Yeah.
Okay. How about find out? We can ask the guy that we're about to interview.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. We'll get to something.
We'll talk
Okay,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah,
We'll talk about that.
Props.
Okay. Hi, PMT crew. I'm going to my first Super Bowl party at my boyfriend's family's house. They are huge Eagles fans. The only problem is that I don't know much about the Eagles, and I haven't watched any of their games this year. When I would go to my boyfriend's apartment on Sundays, he would make fun of me because I would be napping by halftime. What's something I should say about the Eagles to sound like I actually watched the games?
In this type of scenario, I feel like you can't pretend. They'll sniff you out immediately. It's like in Avatar when they showed up at the other Avatar's places and they're like, this human is not from amongst us. They'll know. They'll know immediately. So you just have to show up and be prepared to see some things that you will probably never be able to get out of your mind for the rest of your life. But just know that this game is like international waters. You can't hold anything that his family does during the Super Bowl against him for the rest of your dating life.
Yes, I also think this is so Super Bowl. Everyone loves it. Everyone gets involved. Squares. Some people call it boxes. You can do that with if you have at least 10 people, and I think they probably have a party of 10 people. It's very easy. You're probably saying, don't you need 100 squares, 100 boxes? No, you get 0 through 9. Put it in a hat. Everyone pitches in. You can go halftime and full game, and you just say you get the number 5. It's you adding both scores.
But don't care too much about the squares.
Yes.
No, I know, but I'm
If you're
saying
in
like
an
this
Eagles
is a
room.
fun way. If you maybe host the squares, because if they're not thinking about it, you could be like, hey, everyone want to throw in 20
Right.
bucks? We'll have some fun. So it's very easy. So if you have the number 5 and at halftime it is 18-17, the number 5 wins because it's 8 plus 7.
But if the Chiefs score and
Don't
you
ca- yeah, no,
get
no.
a square,
No.
you can't.
All right, so that's actually a good point
Yes.
because this is actually a rule for squares and boxes in general. Don't be the person rooting for that
Yes.
on every score. You have to wait. Like it's more of a at the end of the quarter, be like, oh shoot, I got the number.
Yeah.
Don't when it's 3-0, 2 minutes into the game. Don't be like, oh, I hope the score stays 3-0. That's my number.
Because everybody else in the room is also betting on this too.
Right.
So everyone could be having that conversation, but you're the only one choosing
I
to
think you
have
guys
it.
are forgetting that this is a huge House of Eagles.
Oh, no,
we are.
we
We know.
get it. We get it.
I know this. I know this atmosphere, and the squares have to be like so minimal because no
No,
one gives a fuck
I
about
was saying
squares.
if she doesn't like follow, she can just host it for 20
Yeah,
bucks.
yeah,
and just be like, hey, everyone want to do this?
That'll
It's
be-
fun.
yeah, no, that's
right.
good. Yeah, that's good.
Right,
That's
because
good.
then you've participated in the party.
Right.
I don't.
And maybe don't even like if you win, just be like, don't even say anything.
No.
I think your role is basically to be like an emotional support girlfriend to your
Yes,
boyfriend at
that's
this game
correct.
because your boyfriend is going to be dealing with anxiety. He's going to be dealing with like sheer explosive bouts of happiness, possibly dark depression, all in the same like 15-minute period. So your job is basically to like see your boyfriend, how they're reacting, and to make sure that he doesn't do anything totally stupid.
Just mimic what your boyfriend
Yeah,
is
just
doing.
be a mirror.
Yes.
Maybe rub his
But
back
not
and be
too
like,
but mimic it to 50%.
Yes.
Because
yes.
you don't like
No.
if he's going crazy, you don't go crazy. You go 50% of that.
yeah.
You just show if it's something bad's happened, you show your displeasure without like really getting in your face. But it's like let them have the moment, but like
It's
be supportive of their moment.
also just as a rule, don't like everything you see us do on a live stream, do the opposite. Because I'm thinking about like if I were invited to a big Eagles, if I had no money on the game and I was invited to a big Eagles party and like the Eagles lost, I would definitely be like, well, can't they win the game next week? Just to fuck with everyone. Don't do that. Don't
Do
do
not
that.
do that. Do
Don't
not
be
do
like,
that.
well, the Super Bowl, they have these every Sunday, right? Don't do that.
Well, specifically you, because you're the worst. one.
Yeah, I mean that's
yeah.
Well, because I mean it's just that those moments when you have like extreme tension in a room, being the guy to puncture the balloon is a thrill. But don't do that.
I think you should show up and you should have a bunch of songs written anytime the Eagles screw something up, and you should sing those very loudly. And you should talk about what a bad gambler you are and how even when maybe the Chiefs score a touchdown, be like, I'm never going to win my bet, and make it all about you in that situation. I think that would be a big hit.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Hello, Big Daddy Cat, PF Mr. T, Corporate Henry, Billy McFootball, and Always Professional Jake. I just recently started dating this guy, and I invited him to come watch the Super Bowl with my family. He said yes, of course, but should I cut him some slack if he wants and goes to a Super Bowl party with his friends?
I actually think Super Bowl parties are kind of not overrated, but like I don't think it's one of those ones that you have to like. If you got invited, if you like this girl, I would go to that because at the end of the day, you're just watching the game. You know what I mean? The party aspect is really who just has the best food is kind of what you decide.
And if your team's not in it, like it's not like you need to be like sweating this game out with your friends. It's more of a social gathering.
Right.
I'm going to choose to answer this question as Billy because she did address Billy.
Okay.
So here's what Billy's advice. Brokey, you should just bros before hoes.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of messed up. Girls think that they can invite you to their family and make you watch the Super Bowl with them, but it's meant to be an XY chromosome game. And so just hang out with the boys. Just like get the boys together. Like why are women always trying to make me not be a boy? That was Billy Football.
That was Billy Football.
Good job. Great job. Hi, hard body PMT gang. Congrats on the Super Bowl abs. My husband and I have been married for 4 years, and I'm wondering if it's normal for boys to take baths. My husband has never done this before, but has started to over the last couple months. When I ask why, he says it is for recovery. Mind you, these baths are not ice baths, and he works a desk job.
Yeah.
He also won't tell me what he does while he's in there.
He jacks off.
He takes his phone
He's
and
jacking off.
iPad and locks the door.
Wait, phone?
Yeah, he's jerking off.
Phone and iPad?
He takes his
He's
phone
taking a shit and then he's
iPad
jerking off.
He's jacking off in 3D. He's got two screens.
and locks the door for around 45
Yeah.
minutes a couple times a week.
Yeah.
What is he
He's
doing in
shitting.
there?
He's shitting, bathing, jerking off, then maybe finishing with a shower.
Maybe all four at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the grand slam.
That actually, I'm going to defend him. That is recovery. To lock the bathroom door and just be like, don't come fucking bother me.
I mean, you should be able to do this too. Like, you should take your own baths. Just go in there, lock the door,
Baths are awesome.
bring the electric
also.
toothbrush.
No, baths are fantastic. A good bathtub.
Okay.
I agree.
Rocks.
If you get a big
Rocks.
bathtub,
Yeah.
it's a lifestyle thing. You'd instantly relax. I'll take an ice bath, not an ice bath, but like a cold water bath sometimes if I've just done like strenuous exercise. But as far as hot baths go in like a sad small bathtub, they never live up to the hype. Ever.
I'm also a big, I probably take like 3 baths a year and they're always at a hotel. I don't know why. I don't really like taking a bath at home. It's like, why wouldn't I just shower?
At the hotel, you get the nice tub.
Yeah, you get the, tub,
nice
the bigger tub. Yeah, right.
I'm always in favor. If you want, if you see a giant tub, like I will find a reason to bathe in it.
Yes.
Hi, guys. Special shout out to Big Cat, soon to be father of 3. Congrats. My husband listens to your show all the time. You may or may not know that the 25th anniversary of the critically acclaimed film Titanic is happening this week.
First boob. Ooh. A lot of people's first boobs.
My first boobs.
You remember? Really?
Yeah.
Remember that segment we used to do for like 2 weeks?
What was that? My first boob?
Nah.
It's 1,000% my first
It
boob. I
wasn't.
remember
It
clearly.
wasn't.
Wild Things?
It was too late for you to have that.
Yeah.
My first move was Braveheart, I think.
Oh, Braveheart would make sense. That probably is right around mine too.
That's like 10 years old, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
Braveheart.
also remember the Eagles' first Super Bowl that they lost to the Patriots. I just searched Pamela Anderson boobs and turned the safe search off
Hell yeah.
of Google Images. I
Don't
do
watch the
remember that.
documentary because that made me feel bad about watching that movie a lot.
Okay, well,
Pamela
I
Anderson's,
won't.
yeah, it kind of like ruined her life, and I was like, well, I watched you and Tommy Lee a lot.
I think a lot of people did.
I took down the family computer multiple times with viruses trying to get that movie.
Those are my first internet boobs. Okay,
Remember,
The 90s
remember when there was just
wild
one
time.
computer for the entire family?
Yeah.
yeah.
90s were a wild
I'm
time.
watching porn on this. Dad's probably watching porn on this. Like,
Yeah, it did become like the family porn hub.
yes, exactly. And I remember when we got a virus, and my dad was like, "What happened?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. It was Pamela and Tommy Lee.
I think most families, when the computer got taken out with the virus, nobody really chose to look too hard into it because they all thought that it could have been them.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, oh, the computer's dead again. Got to get a new one. I got to get another electronic robot to jack off to.
Yeah, and then everyone's mom just used the computer to play solitaire.
Yeah.
Should we finish this, or is that enough on this?
We can do
What
one
was
more.
it?
What was the question?
I don't know.
Titanic?
We
Oh,
just
yeah.
got to
Yeah, we got
Titanic
to Cash.
and
First
started
boob
talking
got
about
us-
boobs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Titanic is coming out again.
I also saw He Got Game with my grandmother in the room. That's
awkward.
Yeah, that was awkward because that was an awesome scene.
There was
Those were big boobs.
they were massive.
There were 4 of them.
I went to go see Wolf of Wall Street on Christmas Day. This is a few years ago, whenever it came out. Went into the theater, and in the theater was like 2 grandchildren with their grandparents. Oh, no. And the plane scene happened.
Oh.
And the grandmother like picked the son up, grandfather picked the daughter up. They start walking out of the theater, and the grandmother was crying that she just exposed her grandchildren to that. It felt, but again, like just do a little bit of research.
Yeah,
ahead
do
of
a
time.
tiny bit of research.
Also, they're gonna have
It's
to.
about a guy who went to jail.
Your grandchildren are gonna learn eventually about cocaine and
Yeah.
strippers and
Yeah.
airplanes and
Quaaludes.
dwarf tossing.
Yeah.
It happens.
All
It's part of
that
life.
stuff. Yeah.
Wait, what was the question though about Titanic?
She basically just got tickets to Titanic on Super Bowl Sunday.
No.
Oh yeah,
and
not gonna
that's-
happen. Not gonna happen.
insanity.
Just light them on fire.
What the fuck?
What? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
bad. That's on you. I'm embarrassed that you wrote into our podcast.
Super Bowl Sunday is not. It's not just because it's Super Bowl Sunday, which is obviously a very big deal, but it's also it's the funeral for the football season. It's the last chance to watch football.
It is.
So it's a sad day. It's a mourning day. Monday after Super Bowl is always just one of the most depressing days. Where you're like,
Now
oh,
what?
we're as far away from football as we can be.
Now what? That's when me and Big Cat's bodies usually start to give out on us.
Yes.
Is right after the season we start to do stupid stuff. That's where we got arrested at the dog show.
Yep.
Like first week back because we don't know what to do with ourselves.
Well, thankfully we've grown up a little bit and we realized, hey, we could take vacations.
That's true.
Like that is a nice twist that we've put into our brains
Well-
where it's like we do deserve maybe we're taking 3 days off.
Yeah. Credit to Hank for showing us the way on that.
Yeah. Hank's taking 3 months off.
What's up, Potato Chip Cat, Beef FT, Billiam Pigskineth, and Honk? My boyfriend insists on muting the commercials on every sports game we watch, and often muting commentary because he doesn't need to hear extra noise. We're hosting a Super Bowl party this year, and he's been a big muter recently.
Uh-huh.
Does he have grounds as the host to mute at his discretion? Otherwise, how pissed do you think our guests will be?
Yeah,
Thanks,
you can't
guys.
do that.
You can't do that.
You can't mute the
do that.
commercials.
You can't do that.
I respect the move though. That's a big time grandfather move. My grandfather was elite at muting commercials.
Yeah.
He'd hit it like before the commercial come on, and then he'd take it off right as it came off, going back. We would watch Braves games, and immediately, boom, mute.
Yeah.
Going into it. Like that's an old person move, I think.
I'm not going to let these advertisers get
Yeah.
in my head. No, but you can't mute the Super Bowl.
He also said muting some of the commentary sometimes.
Well,
That's
that's
just like,
Romo.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
probably hates Romo. So
I
shout
do-
out him for that.
I do like some of my
gym-
family does like to do the DVR, pause the game a little bit, and then sync up to the radio.
That's-
They got
I
the
like
radio.
that.
I like that. That's an
school.
old school
You get
move.
you get
Yeah.
the you get the local broadcast.
Yeah.
out there. Usually
My
like
family's big into radio.
a former
Yeah.
player that's kind of drunk on the air. You get
I like
them
that
doing
a
the
lot.
commentary.
I like that. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
there's one more.
Memes, you got one more? Okay, wait. Memes just texted to me.
yes,
this
there
is
is
for
one
this one's
more.
actually for Big Cat.
Oh, okay.
Dear Dan Cat, has Hank ever gotten the lottery ball correct?
He has not. We'll find out because we taped it. We'll find out if he gets it. He has not gotten it right. He's not here right now. I did have someone ask me at the gym if he has ever gotten it. That makes me chuckle every time.
Yeah.
Because it's just like even though Hank wasn't there with me, I know that he feels it
That's wild timing that somebody said that to you at the gym.
at the gym. It was
And-
right between reps.
But you had to make sure that you let people know when you said it to you.
Full story, it kind of sucks because I was benching and he came up and asked if I needed a spot and I felt like a little bitch. And I was like, no, I'm good, dude. I'm good. Like, I'll die on this bench.
Congrats on the benching, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it was kind of presumptuous of him to ask if I needed a spot. And then he followed up with the Hank
Yeah.
question. But asking
mean,
another man if they need a spot.
it's
I
emasculating.
don't think I was struggling with
It's
it.
emasculating.
It really hurt my feelings.
How
It
much was on the bar?
was like 185. I was doing it fine. I was not
look like a
struggling.
guy who can take
I was not struggling. I think he just wanted
He just wanted to talk to you.
He wanted to talk to me, but that's not. It hurt my feelings.
You got to find a better opportunity to, like, in between sets, be like, how many more sets you got?
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
and by the way, has Hank ever gotten the lottery ball correct?
He's listening to this right now, and I hope you know, Guy. We had a nice conversation afterwards. You seem like a nice guy, but I hate your guts.
If anybody ever offers to spot me at the gym, I'll kill you.
Yeah,
Yes, I will kill you.
yeah.
So don't even
On
try.
site. Yeah. All right, so let's kick it to ourselves in studio to see if Hank is going to win the lottery ball machine, which he never will. Okay, end of the show. It's still February 3rd. We're still guessing all these numbers. Hank has still not gotten it. Hank, have you gotten it actually?
What?
The number.
Lottery ball machine?
Yeah. Okay. Numbers. 69.
69.
I
18.
beat you on that
17.
one. I did beat you on that one.
23.
20.
I mean, I beat you on
You
that one.
saw
But I
69,
beat you
you were
on that
top.
one. I beat you on that one. So what's your number?
You saw that it almost hit last time, Big Cat.
96.
96. Sorry, what was your number, Hank?
17.
Interesting.
Wait, what did I say?
Say it again.
23. I said 23.
Nine. Nine.
Third time.
Nine.
Love you guys.